Have a seat. Just how this camera works. Never done this before. Let's see what's going on. Told you I'd get on here live tonight for a minute, and this will be an open forum for all of you characters. Let me see if I can see how we do this. I can know. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, well, that's nice. So, as usual, most people that will click on these kind of videos will be looking for something extraordinary to begin with, and I don't make my videos that way. Maybe I will in the future. Maybe I'll just get crazy and just start doing some fantastical type shit where even people that have no idea, why are people listening to what you have to say? Why are people clicking like? Is he some kind of genius? Is he some kind of shaman, or is he just taking everybody for a fucking ride? And he's got 60 accounts and he likes every one of his own videos. Is that what's going on here? I figure there's people doing that. I mean, you know, a lot of people. You know, that's what the media does, right? The media blows smoke up their own ass, and they go, "Oh well, look at how magical we are." Yeah, they're doing no magic. So, but we'll see who shows up here. This is not about this or that, or it's neither here nor there, but it's always now and it's always everywhere. What up, Mayan Jin? It is. Is it Monday night? We getting raw on it? Just raw dogging shit? Yeah, I get it, man. It's good to see you. And thank you for that last video. That was excellent. Out of all the people in the world, if we happen to be different, which I suppose we're not, but in the sense like my timeline is pretty much running a parallel system with yours, parallel and also interjecting and interacting and spiraling at the same time. That'd be hard to view from three-dimensional time space. Most people live on two dimensions, and then we talk about this way and that way, then we spiral and we're like, oh shit, we're in 5D, and then people try to explain that, right? Yeah, but you one of them, and it's so funny. I've had a lot of amazingly strange experiences with words that you couldn't make up. The other day, just yesterday, just what you'd call 24 hours prior, probably about 12 hours prior, actually. I'm sitting on this giant piece of wood on a swing with two friends that I've more than friends. They're just immaculate humans, and we're sitting there on this bench, and so it's me, this chick, and this dude. And the girl looks at me and says, "Yeah, he's about to be doing something stupid and fall off the bench." I was like, "I can't believe you just said that." And 2 seconds later, he holds up his beer and he takes a picture and he falls off the back of the bench and smashes his beer and glass goes flying everywhere. And he's like, "Oh, I don't know what I was doing." I was like, and then I looked at her and I was like, "You don't know what you're messing with right now." I'm multiplying realities. And it was so very funny how it occurred. Speaking forth. You don't even need to speak it. This is the larger thing. You don't need to speak it. You need to internalize it. But when she said it, I was like, "Oh no, why did you do that?" And he was like, then we all went through just going, "Well, I apologize for falling off the bench." And she was like, "I apologize for saying you'd fall off the bench." I was like, "I apologize for multiplying the possibility you'd fall off the bench." And just became this really interestingly amazing experience of using those, because again, it's always in these kind of the trimurti spectrum of reality of how things occur. It's like mom and dad ain't got a problem until they got a child, right? So the mother and the father and the child. So then you see the procreation occurs as the mother and the father get together and create the next thing. You talk about a child as a thing, as an object, until you identify with it as, is it a male or is it a female? Is it a species? What is it? What's going on here? And That's what humans do, right? Gods don't think of things in such terminology. We think of things when we talk about shit. This is something that Mayan Jin said in his last video. And when we're expressing something and pointing at something, we're not judging it. We're not saying that is as such. We're just saying, like, well, observe this so you can see it from a God's eyes, which means we're all one. But then we gotta immediately say, we're not all one. I'm having this experience, you're having that experience, and we're gonna meet on timelines and we'll be the same thing. But enjoy your timeline. This is our separation. This is why I need time alone. I need time away from people, because that's the introversion. That's the introspective behavior that most people don't have, because they always want to be surrounded by things so they can look outside of themselves and hear the things and not hear their own internal heartbeat. When you go and sit in a dark room, or you go sit in a assault. You sit in one of those. What do they call them? Isolation chambers, right? And all of a sudden you can hear your own heartbeat. And that's a funny thing. This is why you do psychedelics. You can hear all of you're actually hearing what's going on inside of you. So that becomes, okay, I'm making all of this happen, or am I ingesting this? So what we find is that if we use those same kind of concepts and principles, and like, is it out there, or is it in here? Am I breathing out? Am I breathing in? Am I taking in the universe, or am I creating the universe? What's going on? Are we spiraling? How does this all work? And we just go. So they're like that fucking dummy, that little kid that's drooling in the restaurant. Call him a vegetable. That's the place of samadhi and no time. And then we take that thing that is time and we emit time. And if we spin emitting time and what we think of time as, one is an inversion of the other. It's a reflective surface, it's a mirror. That you become finally the thing that is the mirror. The mirror isn't the thing doing the reflecting, because you can see through the mirror to the other side of what you are. But then you're not that, and you're not that. Am I the mirror? But then you find yourself, that's timelessness, or what you'd call now, exists as samadhi, as the mirror. It's called the mirror conspiracy, the mirage, the miraculous. The homunculus is the miraculous. The miracle is the clear mirror, the mirror clue. The clue to the mirror is that you are the mirror. You're not on this side of the mirror, and you're not on that side of the mirror. You are the mirror. And the cleaner and the clearer that you make the mirror, then you get how the whole thing works. So we don't stand on either side of it. But in this little thing that we do, as is a sine wave, the sine wave is literally, the mirror is the middle. So you make a sine wave that goes up and down. And it's always going to be balanced. The sine wave is always balanced. So that's sin. So we live inside of Nanar sin, which is the moon, and the moon is the reflective. Like at night, look at the moon on the water, right? Now you have a little bit of a clue into what the salt water is, and the ocean and the moon, and where you should be living. You don't live underneath the water as the fish that get pulled up, and you don't live on top of the water as thinking you're some sort of like fisher king. You live as the mirror. Nobody looks at the mirror. People look at what they see because the mirror gives it to them. The mirror itself, no one has ever looked at. Well, if you know what's on the other side of the mirror that was made a long time ago, it's the same thing. It's a mercury. It's that silver cord. It's a silver. It's a sliver. A Mercurian. That's the thing. Look at that. Don't look at what you're seeing in it. This is why they tell you, once you start staring at what you think is yourself in the mirror, the face changes. And you become whatever you want to be. Because the mirror is the thing. If there is a thing, which is the now, which is the moment of And then what? What's next? But that's always going to happen. We speed this up. I could sit here, I could do that for an hour for you, but that would confuse people. Like, is he just in meditation? Is he just forgot what he's saying? We're continually doing that. Like right now, I'm doing that right now. I'm not changing myself, and I'm not changing the thing on the other side of the mirror. I'm changing the mirror. I'm changing the what you'd call is the vortex or the convexity of the eyeball or the spoon. The spoon is silver. The silver spoon that you were fed with, the silver surfer, the silver spoon that the kid that eats from the rich family, but he can't even realize he got fed with the spoon. The spoon which was holding the food was the silver lining to the, see all the silver, the sliver, the quicksilver, the Mercury being geministic, the gem in your eye, the silver, all of this is literally telling you, don't look at the other side. Don't even look at look at the mirror itself. What is the mirror? And that will give you a clue into how all of this entire reality works. So, hey, what's up, y'all? Glad y'all showed up. Let me see what y'all had to say here. Yeah, Shaman Clown. My engine always does. Well, he just freed himself from a lot of things, and now he's gonna be in the right place for himself. What's up, Ryzen? Now, good to see you. Yeah, you know what? You say enema. Hold on. Oh, I think I just might have shit the chair. You know, sometimes you take the enema in the mouth, like beers and you know, all of these different substances. Remember, it always goes in. See, this is the quick change, right? This is the quick change. So, next thing, you can put the lubricant of oil in your mouth, and you can put it up your ass. You could take the coffee, put it in your mouth or your ass. You can take the beer. I mean, I don't think I'd put beer up my ass, but maybe. I mean, I've never tried it. Maybe I'll do that sometime. Maybe I'll just fucking, who cares? Obviously, you can't put like straight liquor in because then you get way too drunk. But for the purpose of moving the dense physical objects out of the body, what you do is find things that are more sprightly and airy. So, yeah. The gaseous nature of the next realm. It's the three realms. There was something I wanted to do about the three realms again because of Mayan's last video. But as always, I mean, throughout all of my videos. Oh, and speaking of it, from this level, I'm probably going to be doing something different in my channel very soon. I don't think I want to take it to Patreon, but I want to do something different with it. Like, just in the sense of like, you know, and this is, again, the Abaddon let me know. You know, it's something I've always known. Like, what I know and what I speak is more valuable than gold. And for some reason, like, there's a small amount of people that give me a lot. But then there's like a lot of people that just kind of like creep into my shit and like fuck my shit up and don't give for what I offer freely. And they just don't give anything in return. So I'm probably gonna do something different on my channel where that won't happen anymore. So people will have to like access my information slightly different. Where maybe all my 950 videos, yeah, maybe 100 of them are music, but those actually are, if you listen closely, they're from somewhere else. But I think I might be doing something else with my channel. So I would suggest ingest properly and pay homage to the one true God. Meaning yourself as well, because it's always, this shit for me is like, I mean, I say this all funny. It's all pay it forward back to yourself, because I am you, you are me, and like, let's upgrade the world all together. Because who would you want to run the world? Someone like me? Like if I could be president, would you choose me? Like, I'm saying that in a real way. Like, if I could get, like, fuck all this shit. We knocking down all the fucking shit, and we're going to change the world. People get clean water. People, like, I mean, I wouldn't choose me because, you know, people that are anarchists don't believe in rulers. But I would choose you to rule your own world, and I'd choose me to rule my own world. But in the interim, as we're going through the bridging gaps, one of the greatest songs you could ever listen to, Bridging the Gap. by just Google Bridging the Gap. Yeah. You'll see who that is. That's one of my favorite groups. That was back in like the late 90s. One of the best. It was the Beat Nuts. Anybody know? Beat Nuts? Check that out. So the point is, like, the people that support me, and the people that don't, they just sitting here like, I think it's just at the point where, like, I realize my channel is gonna get big, and I don't want to deal with all the fucking the scummy ass shit that sits on the side of the boat that wants to fucking just like, oh, what do you mean about fucking drinking pee? Like, the fuck, I got hundreds of videos. Just Google my fucking name and pee, and if you don't, argue with me, I don't have time for it. And it makes me want to shut off all of my comments. But then I don't get to talk to you guys, so I kind of want to turn this into something more intimate, so that way, the shit. It's kind of like when you plant a seed. The reason the seed goes into the ground is so all of the shit that would fuck with it just keeps going by. So that's just a little side note. Yeah. So what's up, y'all? Hope y'all are well, feeling good. Yeah, the dead. There we go. The dad is always trying to fuck with Zach Chrono. Always fucking with my engine. Yeah, that's the funniest thing. The funniest thing is the dead fucking with the gin. What's up, Tom? Good to see you. Yeah, Shaman Clown. Just reading The Secret of Light. Walter Russell, Cube to Sphere and out. Walter Russell was about 98% correct. Light only metamorphosizes itself and recreates itself. It's a bubbling effect. It's the same. Time works in the same way a seed does. It's just redoubling its own efforts. It doesn't move. A plant has never moved. You see a plant, it sits there. How did it get bigger? It got bigger because it does what light does. It multiplies itself. It doesn't move anywhere. That's something that that should be clear, and maybe I'll make a video about it specifically, and maybe on my new channel when I really dig this shit together for everybody, I'll do this the right way for people, and do some classes and shit. Light doesn't move. You can't bend light. You can't do all this shit people talk about light. It doesn't. There's no like, the only thing that happens with light is it multiplies itself. It reproduces just as a seed, because the seed is light that goes into water so the water is the casing for light to get into. This is why you can find even studies done on taking a bottle of water that is just sealed. There's nothing in it, but if you shine light in it, it will start to ionize elements inside of water, which is literally the reproduction, because it didn't stop the light from occurring. So light and water is the casing for the light to change shape. So if you add sound to that, because this is the thing, I'm going to get real deep here just for 1 second. When they do these studies, they do not ever take into consideration or account whatsoever the sound that's going on around these objects. They take a bottle of water and they take light going into it. They don't say, there's a guy over here going, well, look, we've been looking at this light, water, blah, blah. And his voice is literally echoing and shaping and forming and toning into the water a structure, and it's structuring the light. It's using cymatics and sonoluminescence. And it collapses a spiral. Your mouth is making a vortex as a cone out, and then it hits something, and then on a jar of water, what's happening with it's a lensing effect in the opposite direction, that it takes something that's going out this way and it collapses it into what water is as a fluidium to hold light, and it takes and echoes the frequency and the modulation in from what here is 3 dimensions and collapses it into what water is, which is well beyond 3 dimensions. How many dimensions does water have? It's everything that you could ever know. You can't think without water. Drain your brain, be rain of water, and see what you know. You'll be nothing. You can't know anything without water. You can know things without light. So if we take water and we take sound, we can create light. That's sonoluminescence. But that's it's a deeper thing. I don't want to get people off course here. So, it's the reason you can steer a ship in the darkest of waters. Because there is a sound to silence. Have you ever been in a place that's so quiet that there's literally a sound to it? That is the source of self, which is all of your organs that are creating sound. But how do they do that? Where did the sound come from? So the sound and light are intimately, intrinsically linked, but then take form inside of what is your body. Mirrors. Mirror on the wall. Yeah. Mirrors are oppressive. No. I get you, Tomo. I hear you, Tomo. I get what you're saying, because then the purpose for the mirror initially, let me do this. The purpose of the initial mirror was this. And I'm going to try to speak directly to you. The amount of vanity that has become the world is due to the mirror. But the reason that we even have the capacity to have an experience is because when we were God, meaning infinite space, infinite time, and all-knowing, all everything, we got tired of being God and winning and doing everything and said, let's blind ourselves. Let's give ourselves a barrier to ourselves. And then we created a mirror which gave us what we are and what we think that is. Now that became duality. That became a man and a woman. That became the man, which is the concept, the energy, the voice, the thing that creates, and then the woman becomes the object. So the woman is always the object of, she's my object of desire. She's my perfectly fine. We're not separating. Just so there it is. We speak it into creation. So the woman is. This is why they say that the father came into the daughters of men, because the daughters of men are literally the daughter is the water, the daughter. The other part of the D. A circle is the whole thing, and you take a D, and you get the reflective surface, which becomes the density, or the matter, which is Ma. So the father, the fire, and the mother, the matter, come together. But remember, you need matter to create fire, and it becomes that infinite spiraling loop, which is the light of the fire and the darkness of the earth. The light of the fire is the white of the yin, and the yang is the darkness of the earth, the black mother earth. The black mother is, and that spirals, because for the flame to burn, you need matter. The first thought was it. But you can't identify, because you can't touch the thought, because the thought is thin air. But the air somehow is like, hey, can we go ahead and can we condense what we think we are as spirit object? And we started to completely collapse time. Time is thought. That we collapsed and made something of density that we could hold on to as a physical object, as a memory housing device. Say, I can remember a time that here it is in my hand. We don't adore this object, and we don't, and this is the thing, when they say God does not, don't have idol worship. It means I know this isn't God, and I know that the Jesus figure thing isn't Jesus wasn't a white guy on a cross and blah, blah, blah. But people get caught up in that. They get caught up in the image. But realize that you created the image. And the image came out of just the empty space of however thought occurred, which that's unanswerable. That you don't get that answer. People, as soon as you stop trying to find the answer to where did the original thought come from, you become free. You're free of all of that. That the attachment to where was the source of all of my pain? Where was the source of my enlightenment? Where was the source of all of these things? What's the source of this fucking beer? What's the source of this table? What's the source of this? Who the fuck cares? What's the source of my skin? What's the source of my mind? You can't answer any of those things. As Master of Earth said, there is no cause of anything. Now, this is the point. If you can't really point to it and show me and just put it right there or explain to me concisely what is the point of reference to where did all of this shit come from and all this wonder and all this glory and all this, whatever you call it, good, bad, and different. If you can't show me, then it doesn't come from anywhere. Because it comes from nowhere. It comes from fucking literal insanity inside of the mind. What is the mind? The mind is outside of you. But hold on, I'm trying to collect all of this information, which is the mind outside of me, and jam it into all of my portals to put it into my brain and think that my brain is the mind. The mind is the Mayan D, the mind. It's half of the information. The Mayan was the half of the information. The other half is a physical object. Creation was the mother, Maya. It's an illusion. The illusion we compress to give us this physical reality, which we're emptying out everything and to only reform it as a master craftsman, a master magician, and to take gold that we already were and create something anew. We do this every single moment. My word, you think I'm speaking different words right now. I've been speaking the same thing since I came out of the womb. I've been saying the same exact thing. If you listen to a violin, where did the note start and where did it stop? That's my voice. That's your voice. That's your being. Now, we can do a lot of things with that. We could compress that voice into ourselves and make our body bigger. We could turn that voice into a tiny little thing that vibrates over here and then causes our hand to shake and we start going automatic writing. We just kick a ball real good. We could draw that thing or whatever the fuck it is. But it's the same source code. It's an ever... Even in silence, you're doing it. Even when you stop time, you've stopped the thing that exists. If you say time exists, then you find time as a physical object. Because it is. Time is this physical. It took someone time to create this. I don't care if it came out of a machine. I don't care if this came from some little shop. Somebody had to design the machine and do all the thing and make all the blueprints and create all this to give me this object. Which came from where? The mind. Came from the illusion of someone's mind, of a perception of what they wanted the reality to be. And then, some people do it because they want some money, because they want to feed their face and all of that shit. But essentially, the essential source was what? It was never matter. The matter came afterwards. The matter was the result of something. It seems like something to do with water. It seems like something to do with sound. And it seems like something to do with light. Water, sound, and light. That's what we're dealing with. Water, sound, and light. But then even that, what is the source of those things? These are the unanswerables. You can't know that. It seems to be, it's you, but whatever you are, then we have to go back, I'm thinking now, what is the source of thought? Are these questions too difficult? Yes, they should be, because they're not supposed to be answered. It's the Irish have the entanglement of all things that become the knot, and so you're knotted to all of the entire world. So you're naughty. You naughty, naughty, naughty boy. You naughty girl, because you're naughty. Head gets all fucking natty bows, you know? You're from Baltimore, you know about natty bows. Here's what I gotta do though, because I do pay attention even when I'm on these tangents. I gotta go get this shit over here so I can plug this in so you guys don't get cut off from this amazing, wonderful, extravagant exploration into the consciousness of all that is, which is I, Zen. TsarXen, the master of all time and space. So I only do these things so you can know that you're the same thing. Perfect. Got this plugged in. That's so weird though, you know? Gotta plug these things in. Gotta still use the thing that people hate, the technology, to talk to the people that hate the technology. Isn't that weird? Come out here like, fuck the technology, fuck the aluminum can, fuck the plastic, and plastic's ruining the world. These motherfuckers out here bitching about plastic while they're using plastic to bitch about plastic. Driving their car to go be filmed on a fucking camera and put their fucking idiot stupid mouth on, you know, like, but it's ruining the world. Plastic's ruining the world. The dolphins are choking on it. I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, yeah, I get it. I understand. But, What up, Samo? That was always spun off of you right there. I forget what we were talking about to begin with, but yeah. Yeah, Rise now. I hear about Patreon, but they want tax money and shit. Like for me to make a Patreon account, Rise now, I have to do a bunch of paperwork on taxes and shit. And anybody that's even slightly aware of anything, like money is a fiat currency, which is taxed to the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve is a private institution. Private institution uses all capitis diminis. You know, like go through the whole thing, and you get to the point where like taxes aren't even supposed to be paid by an individual. Then they ask you if you're like literally. Then they go through this thing, and they're like, they'll withhold your money. Basically, it's this: if you sign up for a patron, you have to pay taxes because they'll call you no matter, because you don't read it right, but I know how to read it, and it basically says you're a corporation. It says any way you look at it, pick any of these boxes, do this shit, and we're taxing you, and we're taking 30% of your money, and you're calling you an organization that is part of a. So it just didn't interest me in that way, you know. I just, you know, I get it, like it's a great framework, but people can hear me for free and just like I'm all about like the ideas of what's your boy's name? Well, I mean, get back to volunteerism. Like I've always been volunteerism. Like what do you? I would just happily provide you, and you know the universe principle of, you know, it'll come back to me in goodness, right? But Michael Tellinger is a great one. Michael Tellinger is I seen Michael Tellinger in D.C. Like I seen him live. If anybody doesn't know who Michael Tellinger is, he wrote the Slave Species of God, and he's pretty intense. He's awesome, dude. He's from he's a white South African, which is pretty much right. Yeah, he's legit. I met him in person. He's a good guy. So he gets into volunteerism, and so when you get into the tax thing, it's like, well, I'm not gonna succumb to like some principality that I don't exist under. Like that's not my people. I mean, it's funny because like those people, they're my people when don't have the business suits on. Everyone's my people, but y'all my people. Well, Eli Jen, I appreciate that. So just I see you say if I start a Patreon, you give me $8 a month. Well, give me $8 a month on here, man. I mean, it's easy to get at me. Like I got two ways you can pay. You know, you can. It's not pay me. It's like, you know, if you want to donate to me and say thank you. Like fuck yeah, there's ways to give me some cash. I appreciate it. You know, it's there's two ways on here underneath all my videos now. So I appreciate it. If you don't, whatever. But yeah, I'm a little behind here though, so I'm just catching up to you guys. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go through. So stop typing if you're here now. Um, yeah, my engine. That's so funny you said that because I was tripping out on all the people that I know that are really, really excellent people, and we have extremely different audiences. Like the people that I know and the people that know me, our audiences are not the same. They come from very wide and varied resources. Like people that I like. A couple people came on my show and like, oh, so and so put me here. I was like, I didn't even know you would know me through the end. But there's there's more of us than them. Whatever them is, there's not really a them. It's just like it's about the us is really the human condition. The us is really the mental thing, and the them is the artificial intelligence. And by artificial intelligence, I mean there's the programmers. It's Tron. Go watch the movie Tron. That's what it is. The programmers and the artificial intelligence are literally people watching all of these videos going, oh, that's a great idea, let's just monetize it and make it support my attitudes and my belief systems. But we're out here like struggling and like going, what the fuck, like why is everybody just stealing my shit? Like that's the thing right there. But if we all just go, no, we're gonna stop giving, it's all of that. Like what was the source of information? This gets into. I'll do a whole video on this. Like people that use it's a lot of, it's like artists and people that have. So you got music and you got art and you got, it's like people that take. Trying to say this in the right way because I wanna make sure my words are correct here. So we all use this thing called technology, which is language, and then we try to condense it down to say somehow that someone has intellectual property, which to a degree I believe in, but not really because I'm an anarchist in the sense that I believe everything should be wide open and free. Like I think we should have our own like sacred, safe, small private places of self. Like you can't get inside of my body, but we've been dicked around with them, people jamming in fucking needles, and they've been putting all sorts of shit in our body, which is, that's a whole nother thing. But the idea is that I think there needs to be a little bit of understanding of what art is and what music is and what if people really believed in brotherhood or the information as a unifying, a binding factor for all of us and being an interwebbing thing of all of, like, Masons say, oh, we're all brothers, but then they say we're all brothers, but then they say don't feed pearls to swine, which is a separation. Like if a pig wants to eat a pearl, like fucking let him eat it, right? It'll only cut up its insides. Let me be very clear here when I say something of a very high level here. Feed pearl to swine, because when the swine chew on the pearls, it will cut up the insides and kill the pigs. Right or no? Like I eat glass. It doesn't bother me because I'm not a pig. I can eat anything I want. All things go through me. I'm a But imagine if you were just to chew on some really sharp things, it would cut you up, it would kill you. So Masons say, don't feed pig to don't feed don't feed pearls to swine. Well, why would they say that unless they are swine? Now, I don't mean to say all Masons are. I'm saying you have different degrees and levels, and you have different paths, and people that actually claim to be Masonic that are not, and you have people that claim to be illuminated that are not, and you have all of these things. But I would say if I was a pig, I would say don't feed pearls to swine if I was, but I would say feed me pearls because I'm not a swine. But makes you wonder a little bit if you really really get really acute with the language. You know, you swallow swords, right? Swallow glass, chew on glass. They say don't fast in water. Why? Because they're scared of it. Because they can't do it. Because they're the liars. And who are they? I don't know who they are, but it seems to be some people that are not capable of doing the things that gods can. But anyways, I'm just wilding out here. But it came off of the concept of making like a interdimensional transluminary media corporation. And corporation ain't the right word because we want whatever is true and living. And how do you do that without having a corporation? Like, wouldn't the corporation be something that isn't dead? Wouldn't it be a living corpse? So what would that be? Would there be a way to, you know, because you wouldn't file tax? Would you be a church? What would that look like? I just don't know personally. I just, you know, I am that, but so are you. But how would we unify in that way to bring the same type of, you know, because I've seen a couple of these channels out here and like, oh, come to Austin, Texas, and we got this fucking blah blah blah, and hey, it's love and light, and like, get the fuck out of here with that. That's not what we're talking about. Like, because you got some fucking boner patrols and assholes out there that are like just fake as fuck, and I just see them like just oozing like, oh, here's a good way to make a bunch of money. Like, okay, money is the result of, but they, you know, the whole thing is just oozes of that, and people know what I'm talking about right now. And if you don't, well, so what? So what? So what? Anyways, let's go on. Let's go on. We're just cruising down the valley of insanity into a tornado of whatever. InfoWars, yeah, it would be the opposite of wars. Info. I don't know. Info Nation. Maya started arm wrestling. Yeah, I like it. So that's so funny. Jude Meister. Jude Meister wants me to hook up with who'd you say earlier today, Jude Meister? I'll get to it in a second. What are we at? Oh, I'm about like 20 minutes behind. Jude Meister said I should hook up with what's her name? Was that even her? I don't even understand. Jude, I'm still kind of tripping out on it a little bit because I'm like, is the girl that you said that I should hook up with? You sent me the video. Is that actually Fiona Apple? You like you should hook up with Fiona Apple? Like, yeah, I would make babies with her. I think she's a little crazy, but like I'm crazy too, so that's cool. I don't know. Like the video you sent me, I didn't find her to be that cute, but you know, people are weird. People look different on camera. You know, in real person, in real life, in real person. But yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know, here's a short story. Earlier today, Jude Meister sent me a video of a girl that said she wasn't Fiona Apple, but looked like Fiona Apple, that was putting videos out about Fiona Apple. That was just weird little thing. She says, you should hook up with Fiona Apple and make babies with her. And I was like, well, that's crazy. I would, yeah, if she wanted, you know, she wanted to like pop out a little baby. I don't know. My seed is a little too strong for some people though. Maya and Jen, you say let's build a fucking empire. I did a video like I don't know, a year ago, and it was about decoding the word empire. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. Zenjin. Yeah, it's like Zildjian, yeah? Zenjin. It's like an engine. It's a new kind of engine. Yeah, I like it. I like it, mine. Yeah, there you go, Tomo. I'm gonna catch up as fast as I can, yo. Tomo said, "I guess we can only paw at the edges of these truths while using language." Yeah, that's for sure. That's definitely damn sure. Yeah, yeah, my mixed truth with entertainment. Yeah. What's funny is like when you're doing it and you're kind of involved in both of them, you're like, oh, which one am I? Am I the entertainer? Am I the truth holder? Oh, fuck, I'm all of it. Shit. Yeah, you are, but that's it's only right. Like you're only that my engine. You're only a demon because other people don't accept their own demon qualities. Everybody thinks they're a goddamn fucking angel out here. No, let me rephrase that. They're not God damned. They're a God and lifted angel. I've never sinned against the spirits. I've never done anything. I've always, that's what they do. They get all fucking caught up in this like holier than holier than art thou bullshit, and not realizing that everything, sitting there putting lipstick on, putting eyeshadow on, putting the fucking I'm going, that's the thing. That's how people do. Like that is what is when they say to not be idol worship isn't just this. Idol worship is literally like mascara and all this. We're not saying not to do it. It's just it means that's just something you do to highlight like characteristics and funny and ideologies and blah blah blah. But and the truth of it is that's not what we are. But other people go, with designer bags and all this shit. You can find two people that have the same outfit and the same designer shit and the same kind of house, but they use it completely different. It's about using the physical world versus being subject and predicated upon it, thinking that the world outside of you is somehow controlling the aspects of the mind, where the mind is controlling the aspects of the physical world, which means I can wear the clothes I do because this is what I look like, because this is what I look like on the inside, so I'm projecting it. Rather than being affected by going, I like that there, so I'd like to put that on me so I look like the thing that is. People that wear clothes that they shouldn't be wearing that. Or people say words they shouldn't say. Because it's not in their being. That's what we're talking. That's what idol worship is. Idol isn't just a physical object. It's literally all the stuff. It's all the things. Idol is literally it means physicality. That's what the devil is. When people say you find some sort of like, oh, he's just a devil worshiper, that means people that go, oh, the physical world is important. That's what devil worshiping is. It means the demonic devil plane. Well, I'm not gonna get into the whole. You could figure that out. D-vi-l or lived and all that shit. But it's basically going. What's beneath my feet is beneath my feet because it's below me. What's above me is all of this, which allows this. That's the thing. So people like the Abaddon and the Zen sometimes, and a lot of you too. We use this thing to instigate reality for people that think that reality is. Yeah, it's nice and you can do things with it, but it's always what's behind it that's controlling it. You can't hit someone with a bat if you don't swing the bat. So what controls the physical object? The mind. What made the bat? The mind. Oh, but then we go, what made the earth? The mind. But that's hard to convince people. Oh, Amelia Plavachkova. Amelia Plavashkova. Just woke up having a really terrifying dream. I saw somebody in the dream was trying to wake me up by screaming. So, did I wake you up? Good. You're welcome. Amelia, well, you're here now, so you're part of the better dream. You've been uplifted to the next level. Cool. Yeah. No worries. Yeah, arise. Yeah, rise now. That I mean, I get you. I mean, I'm happy. Rise now said a lot of YouTubers give away unique products on their Patreon, books, etc., etc. Yeah, I mean, I'll do that on here if if that's what y'all need, some physical product of me. Like hopefully I'm working with this. Hopefully, yeah. There's somebody really cool that I met, and I think there's some cool things gonna happen that I've been trying to work on for a long time. That I just want the right person to work with because they got to be into the shit. Um, anyways, point is, if you guys want like product, like I'll make you guys something. You know. I might piss into a balloon and send it to you, but that's oh yes. Yeah, Mayan Jin, there you go. Anarchist is Antichrist. Exactly. Anna. Yeah, Antichrist, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, June Meiser, yeah, just pigs are lovely, but hmm. Yeah, I mean, okay, so Jude Meister, hit me on the other thing. I mean, is that actually her? I don't know, and you know, Eli Jen, you know what? Just your company here, I appreciate. If you want to give me some, that's cool too, man. It doesn't matter. You know, I like doing this. It's not. I just say that because it does. You know, obviously it helps me support. It supports my habit of helping you. Help me help you because because a couple beverages always lubricate the system. Obviously, a house like being in this nice house actually helps me to be more. Um, more sun helps me. So the fact that I moved helps me, and part of the people that gave me currency helped me get a new place. So so whatever I get from you guys, it's in full return. It's just because you guys see time differently. Like if I get physical objects, I extract out of the physical objects around me information to then give to people. So the sun gives me information and I give it to people. The house that I'm in gives me more information. So it allows me to speak differently. And your environment creates your entire entitlements and entirement. That kind of this space that you're in and when they tell you if you're gonna buy property, location, location, location. So I've always found places that were suitable for what I desired at the time and what would feed me the most of what I required for my soul and nourishment. And I'm currently in a place that my nourishment comes through the sun, the beach, and the water. That's my nourishment. All this other shit, like I don't eat. I don't. My eating habits and my drinking habits are different now. So, but I have a bigger space and I have more. It's a and I'm making more music now and I'm getting some of my equipment back and blah blah blah. So things change. It just space allows for different things because there's vortexes of energy all over the place. We're an infinite plateau, flat plane, whatever the fuck you call it. There's tornadoes and vortexes of information, and information creates toroidal or tornadoes or torus, all the TOR words, the fields of information and energy. So You know, when you put what they say is as Dan Winter said, a shaman can steer a tornado. So it means you put yourself into different vortexes, kind of like if you take a tornado and you map it out because a tornado is this way, and you map it down on a two-dimensional surface, it would look like a spiral of life, or the here. Let me just show you. That's kind of what it looks like, right? That would be top-down version. That's the way all of energy works, which is a tornado, which is the torus. $55.55 right now, and yeah. See, the thing is, yeah, mine. The thing with the funny thing with the Satanists, people that are Satanists, is they don't recognize. Oop, shit. Is even Satanists are asking. Come on, one more time. It's over. Satanists meaning people that believe in the world. That's the only difference. People that believe in the it's the prickly and the goo. It's the space and the form. The form comes out of space. This is just the simple thing. You need the space to create form. You can't do it the other way around, because if you had just one object, if you have an object, if you have an 8x8 square and you have 8x8 bits of information there, you can't push anything out of the square, so therefore you can't create space. But in space, if you condense what is toroidal fields, you can create energy, and that energy then becomes what you consider an object or an objected reality. So the informational vortex of what you have coming out of your head, out of your heart, out of making anything. You're creating intensity of energy to create what you'd see as a piece of matter. The matter comes out of space. So in the space then makes the matter. So that's what needs to be, fully recognized. So the idea of what a Satanist is, they believe that the matter is the true thing. And so the Satan goes, I am the thing, because I will hit you with this. Smash this down upon you. But Satan, or the world, or the Eve, or the energy of the dark mother black earth can't hit you with anything, because there is no physical object if space is all there is. Because the space is all there is. It would be basically like throwing a sword through infinite nothingness. You'd be invisible. You'd be without body, because the body is made of the thing that is constructed within space. The space allowed for the body. The body didn't allow for space. The matter doesn't allow for space. See? Yeah, but so dead ground. So back to Satan is fun, and we ain't clowning on Satan. Like, fuck yes, I love Satan. Shit, fuck yes. Look at me. I'm up. I got my. This is the point earlier. I got my fucking aluminum can. I ain't mad at the aluminum can. Fucking got me a beer here. I'm happy with the beer. Shit, I got this computer here. I ain't mad with Satan. I'm just saying, like, it ain't. It's not about choosing one or the other. Like, if I had to choose, like, am I gonna take God or Satan? I choose myself. And then I'll be right back there with God and Satan, because I am both. I am all. I create good, I create evil. I create density, I create space. Oh, that's even before that. Like, imagine creating space. Oh, that's the problem that no one can answer. Well, where did space come from? You'll lose your fucking mind to thinking about that. You'll be like, well, I've literally just, I've shit pants that I don't have in a space that I don't even understand what this is. It's like a box, and so there's like air, then there's a box, and there's air, and then there's a box, and there's we're circling and squaring the circle and playing that Masonic game. But the problem with the Masonic thing is they're always telling you there is an answer. There's something that there is a no. There's just you, and you create the answer. You're not created by anything. You just create. You're the creator. Back to my boy, my God, my brethren, Master of Earth. There is no cause of anything, which was very funny. He one time he spoke about this book, and so I ordered the book from Amazon, but for whatever reason I got 3 of the same books, and it was just really hilarious. That I was like, "Why? How did I get 3?" Like, it showed, like I clicked on it and like it didn't load, and then I hit order again, and like whatever the fuck happened. But there is no cause of anything, which is the question. I'll ask one more time, and then we'll meditate all together. I'll go. Ugh. What caused space? What up, Max Hotchkiss? Yeah, I hear you, Mayan Jin, on the Twisted Tower, the pearls and the pearls of the Christian ball. Yeah, I hear you, man. Match Hotchkiss. Yeah, you know what's funny? Funny when I first started researching these, there was a company that came out. And if you haven't made the whole thing yet, I would suggest looking into it. It's literally there was a um, one of those Kickstarters for a company called Zen Float Tanks. Like a month after I started researching float tanks, and they apparently build pretty solid float tanks for like less money than it will cost you to build your own. Like to build your own is from as far as I'm been aware of, it's gonna cost you maybe like you know 1,500 to make a decent one. They sell you that you can get one cheaper than that, and then they sell you salt that's cheaper than that. So you might want to look at that Zen float tanks. It's not my company. I wish it was. I don't wish it was, but wait, it might be my company. If I just say it is my company, um, and that they're I think they're like maybe 1,800 right now. But you get like it's our like to build one for 1,200. It's just it's you're pushing your luck, and this shit is already like full on put together, simple to put together. And so check it out, Zen float tanks. If it was mine, I would tell you. Like I'm not. It's not though. Yeah, thank you, Tomo. Yeah, it is. I mean, it is. I'm meeting some cool people. It's. I have a lot of good downtime, and the sun has been helpful. What's up, Christian Nova? Amelia Pleshavochva. Yeah, I've lived, well, you say that, yeah, I mean, you haven't been out here too much. I've lived a lot in the U.S. I've traveled quite a bit. I used to work for an airline. I've traveled, and I've also traveled around, like driven, and I've been around. Yeah. And Christian Nova, no. Water fasting and the body is smarter than you are. Just remember that. Start at the beginning. I'll read you a passage from my boy Don Tolman. My boy, he's like I don't know how many years old. He's probably like 400. I don't know. Yeah, you could people. Watch Christian Nova. Go watch Novoa. Go watch the last video, maybe 2 videos ago. She just started making videos again. Um, the girl, her name is. Man, I hate when it gets stuck on the tip of my brain over here. It's like, like when you get something stuck in your gut, it kind of gets stuck up there. It's kind of stuck in my brain there. Um, it's one of the first chicks out there that was doing urine therapy videos maybe like 7 years ago. And her name is and somebody's going to answer for me in a second. Monica Schwitt. Monica Schwitt. She just done some. She's been doing like just recently. She's been doing more live streams, and she gets into like how she put weight on. She put weight and muscle on by just using aged urine and doing massage. So you should check that out. Emily Plavachova. Can I feel the collective energy of the place, city, area I live in? I'll let you answer that. If you want to hear, I think you should know that. Yeah. Mayan Jin, but where'd your breath come from, though? Come on, let's go a little deeper, Mayan Jin. Yeah. Novoa. Cristiana Novoa. Okay. Cristiana Novoa. Cristiana Novoa. Cristiana Novoa. There we go. What up, MK? Oh, yeah, okay. A Brian and Esteban, have I listened to Lunar Gardening? No, I have not. Kenneth Jordan, it's been a while, man. What's up, buddy? What is good? Everything's groovy, man. Guan Yen in 183. Yeah, you did. You caught a live Zen show. Cool, man. What up, William Kyle Stace? Good to see you. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for the big up the other day. Yeah, I fucks with you too, William. Funny enough, if you knew my middle name, we might have something in common. Mm. Good to see you, William. Yeah, Monica Schwitz. Schwitz. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Guanyin. I think Schwit is spelled wrong, but yeah, it's something like that. Yeah. Divine Hazelite Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche. Yeah, he's one of my favorites. It's very funny you say that. There was a channel on YouTube that I just haven't refound. I don't know why, but like years and years ago, I used to watch this kid. He was like straight out of high school, like first year of college, but he was super super intelligent, hyper intelligent, and he'd everything he had done was like on Nietzsche's work, or Nietzsche or however you like to say it, Nietzsche, yeah, or what the fuck his name is. And I really dug this dude's fucking vibe on how he explained the concepts of what Frederic was talking about. And I just to this day I cannot find the kid's videos again. I would figure he's probably like some like college professor or something, or doing something really cool with his life. And he also used to, funny enough, he used to listen to a lot of hip hop music, so he make chopped and screwed. If anybody knows what chopped and screwed means, you chop up songs and you screw it up a little bit, and he slows everything slowed down, and just so he'd fuck with beats. So it'd be like his channel talking about like the deepest esoteric, occult, like philosophical subjects, and then just make this crazy ass shit fucking beats. And that's funny you say that about Nietzsche. Anybody know how to say that? Like, can anybody want to spell it out? Is it Nietzsche or Nietzsche or Nietzsche or Nietzsche or I don't know. I'm just fucking with letters. Yeah, D Murphy's wicked, man. Yeah, well, first, yes, there you go, Brandon Esteban. Urine will, detox you and then regenerate. It's just like water. It's like anything, but it will happen quicker for a couple of reasons. Yeah, I'm thinking of either doing a fast with teas, urine water, bone broth, veggie water. I mean, the bone broth is dog shit. I mean, like, let's just be honest. Why would you eat the skeleton of a dead body? That's ridiculous. Like, you obviously, and I'm just saying this in the sense, like, you've never really fully coherently been connected to what I'm saying, because bone broth is not needed. You don't need to kill a fucking animal and suck their bone marrow. That's vampiric. And but there's no judgment. I'm just saying, the quickest way to do anything would be just urine, then distilled water, then spring water, and then juices from the highest of the tree of knowledge. The waters are going to be more cleansative. The juices will add some vibrational matrix to you. Like, water is clear so you can see clearly. The vibrational matrices of the what you'd call the rainbow bridge of all of the colors would be accelerating energetic qualities within each one of your organs. So they're all healing, but the quickest way to but you're gonna go through more shit. You're gonna go more if you start cleaning yourself. You're gonna have to observe all of your reality when you fast on water, and that's tough to do for most people. It's fucking incredibly hard. That's just what it is. This is why most people just shut down and quit a fast. Like, they can't do it. They think they need to eat. They don't need to eat. They don't want to deal with the reinstallation of the bodily memory that then becomes resulting, um, what you'd call how to say it correctly. So as it flows back through your body, you then project it. So you might have a dream about it, or you might have a vision, or you might have a memory that gets cropped up, and that's what you can't deal with. It's not hunger. Most people aren't hungry. In fact, 99% of people aren't hungry. You eat because you're like, I'm nervous. What do you do when you're nervous? You bite your nails because you want to stick something in your fucking mouth because you need to. I need to be that again. I need to be. Oh, I need to avoid that, and that's just what we do. So no, it's liquid, and to be taking bone broth, you're sucking off an animal, and it means you're only concerned with, like, feeding off of somebody else's energies. So feed off of your own, which would be urine, and then water, which is free for everyone, and then juice, which should be free from the tree, but then you're still gotta deal with the repercussions. And it's not repercussions; it's just the light of the tree. So there we go. Yeah, cultivating the charism is literally, just remember, part of it. I've explained this before about the some of your fluids in your body need to be released. You need to sneeze because you're backed up in here. Some people need to, like, get rid of whatever's in their ball sack because it's not good. If you're about, let me be real blatant here and clear. If you're about to go on a fast, your seed is jacked up, and you should jack off, and you should get rid of your seed. Get rid of it, because that will expel energy, pressure. It will release everything out your spine. It will release everything out of you, and then start fasting. Because what do you think? What do you think? The blood that's going through your system, which is literally the food that went in your body, which actually becomes your semen. You think that's good? You think you want that in your body? Everybody's like, "Oh, we need to practice no fat." Get the fuck out of here. Your brain is already fucked, so you're releasing neurotoxins and chemicals into your system, which are going to your blood, then actually creating the seed, which is you want to hold on to. You want to hold on to your seed. If these people that practice no fat, which primarily are vegans, let's be honest here, vegan, vacant of mind, vegan, vacant, no fapping, and they're gonna hold on to their seed, their child is gonna be so fucking weak. If they were to create a baby, like a little physical baby with another being, it would be the weakest motherfucking piece of shit. That's guaranteed. But literally, the baby that they're making is a child of their mind, which is a weak thought, because their thought is weak. Find a vegan that has a voice like this. I guarantee you won't. You won't. Listen very closely to the people. Listen to my engine. Listen to the tone of his voice. Listen to people that have something of authentic nature and truth to say. Their voice is different. I'm not saying something about, because my voice is all over the place. I'm just saying, listen to these vegans talk. I guarantee they don't have depth of soul. They don't have character. It just, it's not. This is not coming down on the vegan community again. I'm just saying. I get my high voice too. And these people that know FAP. It's good not to jerk off every day. You shouldn't be jacking off all the time, and you shouldn't be, women need to be instilling more love into their life by masturbating more to give themselves more pleasure, because a woman's energy is internal, meaning that's why you stick something inside and the energy goes back up into the woman. This is why when a man ejaculates, their energy goes into the woman. The other way around, see, it doesn't work the other way. This is why women need to have more orgasms and men need to have less, until a man figures out how to ejaculate internally, which is mental. But in the intermin, if you got a bunch of seed that you're trying to create child with, where you have a stupid mind, you can have stupid semen because you've had stupid things in your mouth, and all of a sudden now he's like, I'm going to eat on a vegan diet. You're eating plastic. You're eating all this shit. All of a sudden this salt and plastic is all up in your ball sack, and you think you're going to hold on to this? That fucking kid is going to be dumb. You have a dumbass fucking baby. You have a dumb... I want to make so many funny noises right now. I just want to go blah, blah, blah. I don't even know. It's probably just a beer. I'm just talking shit. Who knows? Whatever. Okay, back to the beginning. Lunar gardening is gardening by the moon phases. Yeah, well, Brandon Esteban, lunar gardening is for weed. Weed is... Let me correct all of your language here. The sun creates life. The moon extracts things, and because me and there's a certain somebody, he ain't here today, but we'll do it another time. The moon, and when you say weed, if you call it weed, it is because it is a weed. So you have weed, you have flower, you have marijuana. There's a lot of different words here, and they're for a lot of different reasons. Plants grow because of the sun. Information of the highest order grows because of the sun. The moon isn't causing anything to happen. The moon is... Only in the Mayan calendar they use the moon for a specific purpose. The moon has a reason. But don't you... I've made this story many ways before. And it's about witches, and witches believing that the moon is giving them the source of magic, and it's not. The sun is giving you the source of magic, and the earth is. The moon is the third thing, and it's I mean, there's not a really good way to tell the story about what the moon is to people, because people get it wrong and they think that I'm saying something I'm not. The same way I talk shit about vegans, like I'm not, because it's the same way I'll talk shit. It's just like I have no business talking shit about meat eaters anymore because everybody's already cut on the meat eaters. So like, what the fuck? Now let's just get right to the, I've made fun of myself enough. We can cut it all up anyway, but. So you get the meat eater and you get the fucking vegan, you get the sun, you get the moon, you get these kind of entities and ideas of what people believe to be the thing. So when you say you're going to garden by the moon, if you're going to garden by the moon, then it's that's one more way of paying homage to something that isn't doing the thing. Then go ahead. If you're going to garden by the moon, don't let your plants enjoy any of the sun. Take them out of the ground. They're going to be outside during the daytime when the sun is literally giving them all of the energy to create. See, this is the thing people just, and they go out at night and they do the moon magic. The only reason they can go out at night is because they got energy from the sun during the day. This is what isn't being under. This isn't. People are not giving homage to the sun. Yeah, it's because people are scared of the sun. This is where the moon worshiping cults come from. It's the fear of the sun, because first there was the Christians that came through and said they were sun worshippers, but they weren't. They were liars. They were a different kind of worshippers. They were bringing a warship. They weren't bowing and respecting the sun. They were worshipping with the sun. They were taking the sun energy and dominating things, and then people went underground to become these moon worshipping cults. Both warship. They were both on a warship. And that became the battle between the sun and the moon. And nobody talks about the earth. We got to have motherfuckers right now saying let's have green cars, let's have green this, let's have Earth Day. We have one day that's respected, that just like out of nowhere is just like respect Mother Earth. One day. How about fucking 365 days a year? How about every fucking moment you should respect the earth? But everybody's looking up at the sun and looking up at the moon. And here's where I'm just going. Fuck the sun, fuck the moon. Fuck them both. What about the earth? But then we go, no, okay. In order, it's like this. In order, it's I don't know. It's either the sun or the earth, and the moon's doing some other shit. But then we got people out here going, because they got pushed underground to the darkness. And they go, oh, the moon's doing it. You got to pay attention closer. It's a weed because it's a weed, and you shouldn't. The weed is not fixing it. Marijuana is not fixing cancer. It's not working that way. You have cancer not because you don't have weed. You have cancer because you're doing a bunch of stupid shit. Weed isn't fixing the cancer. Weed is giving you an opportunity to fix the cancer for yourself. You gave yourself cancer. All of the things that people think are the solution, I need more turmeric in my diet. I need more weed in my diet. No, you don't. You need nothing. It just so happens that here's another doorway. It's it's always funny to me because I do these videos and I realize I'm talking to new people every time, but it's like because I've said it 1,000 times, I'm like, why hasn't everybody watched every one of my fucking videos? And then I just get mad at myself and I'm like, why? Just be nice to these people. They've never heard you speak before. You out here sounding like a fool, Zen. So if you want some more on that, Brennan Esteban, I'll go deeper on that. But, the thing is, like, the weed ain't the thing. I'll go further on that another time for sure. What up, Cam? What up, Raw Zen? Oh, Guanyin 183. That's awesome. It's funny. I just made the other day. I was talking to two people about that, and somebody made a video on that. I think it was Wiley Schmidt made the video, and who was it? Like a day before, it was Wiley Schmidt and someone else, and I apologize for not having it on the tip of my fucking tongue. But we were talking about taking anything in through the nose and how. Oh, it was Daniel Drury. So anybody that's not subscribed to Daniel Drury and Wiley Schmidt, they're good cats. But yeah, Wiley Schmidt made a video of drinking through the nose. It's a good idea. Because remember, the nose, there's no filters. It's going to clean your brain out. It's going to rehydrate your brain. You're going to get stem cells in there that you need. It's funny because just yesterday I had done that. because I was like, I've actually never done that. I'd studied it, I just had never done it. Like I've a little bit here and there, but like I was like straight like, let's see what happens, and then it will clean out all of your sinuses, and your sinuses must, they're connected, right? Your sinuses are connected to your eyes, your nose, and your ears. That's why people that get like ear infections, it's all bound up in here. It's connected to the six. These are the six things. Your mouth is different. See, your mouth is down here. Your mouth is just a fucking. Your mouth and your asshole are the same thing. You see, this is why people talk shit. But up here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the true portals. This one is just. This one is supposed to be used. I'm fucking give you guys some other shit. This one is supposed to be used just for making music. Your teeth are supposed to be using. Your teeth are basically connected to your spine, and they're supposed to be collecting electrical charge. These are piezoelectric. Your teeth are piezoelectric connected to your spine. You shouldn't be eating. These are not what you think they are. They're not for chewing at all. We use them to chew. So first we started there, and then all of a sudden we got down here, and I was like, "You're chewing on branches, and wonder why your teeth are falling apart because you're chewing the fucking earth." And then all of a sudden we're like killing animals and ripping off this shit. We fucking we're crazy people, right? Because we fucking fell well beneath, into density, into the earth, to so much darkness. We all chose to do it. So that's why there's no judgment. We're all God that just buried ourselves so we could rise back up and see again. But our bodies were never made to like. This is the production. This is the 7. The portals are here, and this was produce energy. We're not supposed to eat. We're barely supposed to drink, and drinking through your nose. Getting back to that was, this gets into like how a baby comes out the womb. What was where was it eating from, and water birthing, and there's a lot of shit going on there. But this is gonna go way too far. But hopefully that makes a little bit of sense for people, because you're breathing through your skin too. But most people's skin is jacked up because they've consumed so much salt that they're continually breathing out. This is why people are dehydrated. They have salt in their system and they're breathing out all the time. You think this is how you're breathing out? But yet your water that's coming out of your skin when you're sweating is your blood, because your blood is made of the water that goes into your system. But the water is holding onto the salt. It's pushing it out of your skin, which is why your sweat is salty. We'll save all that for another time, but that's a little in that there. Amanda Mallet. Amanda, I don't know anything about drugs like that. I don't know where you are and what you're starting with and where your mind is and what kind of chemicals you're coming off of, because it's always, it's hard to just, cold turkey, as they say, because you have to deal with a lot of repercussions. I would just start introducing more urine into your system. I mean, that's going to help you to, regulate that. Because if you're taking that into your system, your urine's going to give you the solution to that. And then that seems to be the transition. But, that's hard to say, man. I don't know you like that. I don't know what's going on, in your mind and your life and how you work with whatever drugs you've had in your system. So everybody's got, remember this, though, for everybody else, everybody's got drugs in their system to some degree. Like fuck, I mean, no doubt I have aluminum in my system. Probably a lot less than than most people, but we all have different subservient chemical and metallic systems in us. And so it's just about alleviating our body from needing those, because we're not supposed to need anything. We're not supposed to our blood is supposed to be pure. It's supposed to be just clear. It's not supposed to be all this other shit. The air is supposed to be clean. The water is supposed to be clean. Our fuel is not the things in the food. nor the chemicals in that. So it's just about backing off the ledge of whatever those things are. Niche. Niche. Nishi. Yeah, Cam, that's a lot of distilled water and green plant life, cilantro and things like that. Anything that's green that has basically foliage. Let's make it simple. The green stuff and the foliage we're not supposed to be eating, but we eat it because what it does is it collects things. It is a fibrous substance that pulls things out of the blood. Anything that tends to be green tends to have a structure that will collect things out of the blood. That's going to go through. You're going to go through all the systems. I'm not getting all the systems right now, but you've watched me enough. You know what's going on here. You want to take what's of the lower plant life, because think about this. If you eat something that's growing off of the ground that's all green, like the leaves, a leaf doesn't taste good because you're not supposed to be eating it. We're eating it because we've eaten what's beneath the ground and the shit that we murdered that should have been going into the ground, that was dying, because as it dies it goes into the ground. But we put it into our body and all of a sudden it's stuck in our body. So how do we get it out? We'll take the thing that's above the ground and pull it out, which is all the fibrous substance. We'll collect all that shit and then you can shit it out. The juice that's in the fruit up there is supposed to be actually holding the water that's giving you all of the harmonics you need, because the water has been charged with the color of the fruit. As the sun hits the fruit, it's actually radiating an energy into the shape of the fruit. Is it a pear shape? Is it the shape of a grapefruit? What color is it? Now that light that's hitting that is radiating into the water and giving the water a cellular matrix that is giving information to the body to charge up every one of the instruments in your body. But the stuff on the ground is what will clean you out. So just the green stuff. What up, Jessica? Yeah. Brandon Esteban, snorting urine is comparable to cocaine without the come down. This is definitely sure. I mean, just urine on its own. Yeah. Guion, never at the same time. I didn't when I was doing the one, I was not doing the other. What up, Unstance? Unstance, you came. Of course, Unstance comes when he hears the word ball sack. That's from now on. I'm just gonna say ball sack during one of in the middle of my videos, and Unstance will show up. He's attracted to ball sacks, obviously. Unstance, I can't wait to see you in person. It'd be so fucking funny. You're. I don't know why you're my favorite person on here that I've never met. Dead Chrono and Unstance always. You know what's funny? Dead Chrono for years. Well, for years. It's actually almost many years since you were starting cracking on Unstance. Well, not cracking on him, but what do you say that his show that he should have? That's Unstance. Yeah, the MG Town motherfuckers. Yeah. Somebody used to come. I mean, and I ain't talking shit. I'm just saying. Somebody used to be like, "Hey, what do you think about? Are you MG Tom?" I'm like, "No, what the fuck are you talking about?" Let me do this real quick, just for anybody that's interested. You got to realize is that there's life, and then there's an antithesis or antithesis, and then there's a thesis, right? So you have what is just life. We call it a zero. We call it is. That's us. And then we have the two things that oppose, the thesis and the antithesis. And so the MG Tao movement is a response, calculated response, to the feminist movement. And the feminist movement was a calculated response. See, it's a tit for tat, and it's going to go back and forth forever. These people are going to continue to do this. There's no stopping it. They're always trying to find something to like. No media is bad media. It's the red pill and the blue pill. It's the fucking red corner and the blue corner. Let's go and fight in a ring. That's what they do. This is squaring the circle. This is boxing. They box all the day. They box everything up. Box up the packages. Let's fucking, square the circle. Let's be it's silly, right? Because the MG Tau is the resolution. But it's not like, oh well, no, man, we're gonna go our own way. Like what a fucking what? Go your own way? Well, shouldn't you be? Why do you need to announce it? If you're a fucking man, people are like alpha, I'm MG Tau. Like if you're a fucking dude, just do it. Just shut the fuck up about it already. If you're part of MG Tau, you sound like a fucking bitch for saying you're part of MG Tau, bitch. Just go your own way then. Shut the fuck up about it. We just gonna do this. That's what men do. That's what gods do. We just do that shit. Tell you about it? Hell, I'll write you some poetry about it. Fuck out of here. I'm a feminist. I hate men. But then I'm gonna go adopt a child that came out of the semen that created. This is the dumb shit that everybody does. Like, fuck both those institutions of idiotic, inane, inbred ineptitude of insulting adolescent inconsequential behavioral mechanisms that were trained into them by the priory of idiocracy. Try saying all that shit. What do you think? They think I just wrote that shit down? Fuck out of here. Won't you tow your fucking broke ass MG tow car to your fucking feminist wife beating, shirt wearing, track suit. I'm even go off on this shit. Let me settle down before I fucking people are funny out here, yo. Yeah, MK, I hear you there. Yeah, I've done plenty of videos on all that shit. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go piss into something, and then let me stop this episode and call it an episode. Have a fucking spaz out, and I'll start another video after this. That way we can attract new faces, or we'll see if any of you guys want to. Hey, there's 27 of you in the room. Holy shit! And I'm gonna do my normal shout out to myself. This is what I do for energy and currency. I share my energy and currency with you. This is going on an hour and a half. Most people at your jobs, you probably make fucking $15-16 an hour. This is my work. This isn't my job. So if you all have the kindness and the respect and the love to offer me, feel free to hit one of my donation buttons. It's pretty easy, PayPal or the other one. If you can't, no worries. Shout out to myself for doing all this work, and shout out to all you for listening. If you can't, I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but fuck you. I'm playing. I mean, you got bills to pay just like everybody else does. So yeah. So donate if you can to me. If you can't, tomorrow, like when you go to Starbucks and getting that fucking shitty ass latte with fucking fake ass syrup, and then you got 36 cents in your pocket and you give it to the homeless guy. That's fine too. I'm okay with that, because those are my people. Those the meek need your money too. So. It sucks. It sucks where we are now with the money system, but It does make my life a little easier, and it allows me to talk to all of you on here. Because if it wasn't for all the, there are a lot of generous motherfuckers on here that have really helped me out a lot, and allows all you fucking you sandbaggers to to eat off all of my friends that donate shit to me, so I can have this energy fluxing through this cord here, to make sure that I can come on here live and do these things. So that's my shout out to myself, and if you can help me, that's cool. If you can't, stay radical. I still love you anyways. And you know what you can do? You can at least give me a thumbs up. That's good enough, because it helps my videos be a little more visible to people, I guess. Yeah. And if not, you can give me a thumbs down, and you can tell me to eat a bag of dog shit if you need to. And insults are good too. I just don't think you're gonna be very good at it, because I'm a master at it. You know, play the dozens. We can do that. Yeah, anyways, I gotta go pee. So I'm gonna get back to you. I'm at like 9. Where am I at here? I'm like 15 minutes behind. I'll check you guys in a second. Let me go piss into something. I'll give you guys like 10 more minutes. Well, that was fun. I'm really great at parties. You could probably you could hire me to host one of your parties. I'm half as funny as I am intelligent, and twice as good at cooking as I am funny. So, figure that one out. Yeah, Christian Nova. Yeah, I even though I said it like 30 times, I'm not gonna get it right. But the question he asked, like, I think it's, I balance myself between the theories and ideas of, first, I would go with all of the greats that wrote books that had a really good knowledge of how the human body worked, and then I would immediately set that right against the greatest, the greatest metaphysicians, and one being Neville Goddard, and I can't help but find an Alan Watts and a Neville Goddard in my soul, in my voice, meaning all of the physical objects that you're talking about, how many days, the chrism, and and then I get to then I would go to the Santos Bonacci and all of that, and go, okay, well, the chrism's like this, and this is where all this, but that's all outside of us. It is inside of us, and there should be a certain amount of respect due to the body that we're housed in, because apparently this is our temple. So there is something physical going on, but the physicality only exists if the mentality allows for it. People die because they don't believe in life anymore. It's what do we call it? The animating spirit of life. Without that, it doesn't exist. So the physical matter is only an after effect. So the 3 days and all that, there's some truth to it, but I go with the Neville Goddard, where he says when Abdul was talking to him, he'd often say, if it wasn't for the fact that
that old fella, he was full of the spirit, but if it wasn't for the fact that he'd sit there and eat ice cream and eat meat and do all of these things, that I couldn't have understood what he said, because Neville used to be a vegetarian and he would do all of these things, and he realized that wasn't it. That wasn't it. It might have been part of his process, but at the end of the day, he was the entirety of the world, as you are, as I am. I am the entirety of the world. So what I do right now is of zero concern for all of you, other than you're watching me, so I'm a reflection of you, and you're a reflection of me. So in that sense, I could be sitting here dining out. I could be eating a fucking quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's, and I could let that run right through me. Because what? What effect is that going to have on the entire motherfucking world? Nothing. So, saying all of that, how does that get you to but I want my semen to go back up my spine and go to my brain. I want to impregnate my brain. Well, what are you going to impregnate your brain with? What's your thoughts? Everybody's like, I want to have this experience. Well, what the fuck experience do you want? Everybody wants their kundalini to raise up their spine and go into their brain and have them. But you don't even know what you want. So I ask you the same question as Alan Watts would ask anybody. If you want to meet God, what you ask for? You have fucking no idea. What do you want? You want fucking heaven on earth? Have it then. You get it for yourself. You can't have it for everybody else, because everybody else doesn't want that. Everybody's idea of heaven is not what your idea of heaven is. This is the thing that all of these motherfuckers out here doing all the blood over intent rituals. We want heaven on earth. Well, everyone's idea of heaven is different. Now, I take nothing away from them. I shout out to fucking Devin Maggi and all these cats. I love them. Fucking awesome people. I've even bigged up his last fucking few videos that he's done and told you about how the magic. I've been telling people how blood over intent magic worked for probably since my first video. But the thing is what is your definition of what you want? Do you want your shit to go up your spine and create some magic? Then do that. There's no physical thing happening. The physical thing is the after effect. Just remember that. And if you all of a sudden you get the spine and well, what do you want? I don't know. Then you're just stuck there in infinite. You're back there in an infinite nothingness until you figure out what you want. So figure out what you want. It's like having an orgasm. Everybody wants to have an orgasm, but nobody wants to have a baby. Say it one more time. Everybody wants to have an orgasm, but nobody wants to have a baby. So, the secret of the sperm, the secret of the mind, is that the orgasm is literally the father and the mother coming together, but then you say, I don't want the baby. And that's you cutting off your imagination from taking physical form. Everyone wants to ejaculate. It feels good, right? But you don't want the responsibility of what you get. You want a Lamborghini, but you don't want the responsibility of paying for the gas and everything else because you haven't thought that through. You want to fuck a bitch, but you don't want the fucking big baby to pop out there, and all of a sudden you got 18 years like, well, I gotta feed this thing, I gotta do all this. See? So you're misguided in your intentions because you don't know what you want. What is it that you want? Now all of a sudden what happens is when you really consider that, time starts to shorten. It starts to collapse to the point of you can't think 18 years out. You can't think a year out. You can barely think 10 seconds out. You're sitting there just like having sex with the opposite, whatever you're doing. I don't know. Maybe it's the same. Who knows? But then you're in this like zone because what do I want? That's Tantra, which is, what do I want? I'd actually like to pleasure this person more than I like to pleasure myself. And through that, both of you then cycle an energy that becomes tantric. That is what you want. truthfully, but you don't know how to do it because you know that there's something at the end of the tunnel. Everybody says that. Well, fuck it. I like being. You know what I like when I'm on a train? I like being in a tunnel. Have tunnel vision. I like to be in the experience. I like to be whatever. Why? Because the completion of the act isn't. That's not the thing. People don't play basketball to win the championship. You think they do? You think people fuck to get an organ? No. You think people do think? No. You think people make music to be done playing music? No. You think people make artworks to be done with? No. That's how it works. Raise the chrism up, leave the chrism where the fuck it is. Raise your level of consciousness up. Raise your mind up. What do you want? Amelia. Yeah, Zen, be nice to people. Yeah, be nice or be shitty. Be whatever you gotta fucking be, you know? You gotta feed people. You know what? I've learned through the years, some people don't want to be, some people don't like to be nice. Some people feed off other things. Everybody been punched in the mouth. And if you ain't punching the mouth, you ain't saying the right things. You know, that's real. Like, and like, I say that in this way. You can't know how to ride a bike unless you've fallen off of it. You don't learn to play a violin without missing a couple fucking notes. Like, that's just how it is. You don't get to be, you know, it just, that's the thing is you can't, there's no, just that's, you don't go to nice. You don't go to mean either. You just go, that's where I'm going. And how I get there is how I get there. Along the path, there's nice and there's mean. There's this and there's that. I would like happiness. I would like joy. I'd like contentment. I'd like wisdom. I'd like people to be happy. Some people don't want nice to be happy. Some people's idea of love is not nice. So you have to put that into your disposition of how you perceive reality. Yeah, Amelia, drink pee, be free. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, I do. William Kyle Estes, diluted urine eye wash. I wouldn't dilute it. I would just use it straight. And in fact, I've always said, add some make some eye bright tea and some cayenne pepper. Very small amount. Make like a dropper full. Just one little dropper and just see what happens. That helps a lot. Brandon Estate bought $800 for a pint of urine. Exactly. Joerism. How do I feel about zodiac signs? I don't know exactly what you're asking there, but I'll go on that later if you ask the question better. Shay Sierra. The bubbles in urine. That's an interesting question. I don't know. I've never thought about that. I'll meditate on it and tonight I'll think about it and hopefully I see you in the next couple days, and you can re-inquire as to the bubbles in the urine. I don't know. I think it probably has to do with like breaking down of fat, eating up sugars and things. So yeah, I think it's probably close to that. It's got to come out somewhere. You know what I mean? So if you store things in your body, there's a way to break it down, and it's going to split into what would be like the heavier and the lighter. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Mayan Jin just told you all what's up. Cal is the worst. The fact that everybody says, Cal is the greatest thing. is fucking proof positive that it's not. You didn't get the note in fucking kindergarten of consciousness that since we were born and since 1,000 years ago, everyone that's popularized things has been a fucking liar? So what is popularized now? Anybody? Cal, veganism. What's popularized? Bacon's still popularized, yeah. Not good. So I'm not. This you know. If anybody, there's no vegans on here now, but there's anything that's very popularized. Not really. No, it's not gonna. But here's the trick. Now that there's an internet, what they are doing, what the internet. You can't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. But now all of a sudden, the internet is happening so fast that the idea that something is good or bad, it's starting to get mixed up. So duality is crashing quickly. Meaning that the things that used to be accepted as good are no longer good, and things used to be accepted bad, no longer bad, and we're just going, well, who the fuck knows anymore? Because nobody knows a fucking thing. We're all just unanimously realizing that we're all fucking literally insane people just trying to figure out this fucking life and just have a decent enough experience to like, hey, can we do something better here? Can we make sure our children don't have to be as insane as we are? That's about it. That's where we're living. So that's. Does anybody disagree with that? I mean, you know, we watch these people just stand there, and today we've got to, and they got their microphone, their nice suit on with their necktie, which is actually a fucking noose. If they didn't know that, like, how do you get into this situation where you're so intelligent, you're so fucking intelligent that you don't realize the red tie around your neck is literally fucking designed off of a noose? It's the same knot. And that's where it came from. And it's actually part of Freemasonry. It's literally in their fucking handbook. So, and this is not calling out Freemasons because maybe I'm one. But that's the point. Is people have mixed up everything that's going on. We're just in this place of going, that's the person I trust. I trust the person that literally has a noose around their neck. You have to be fucking insane to trust a person that has a tie on. And shoes with heels on it? You're going to trust a dude that has shoes that has a heel on it? That sounds like a real bitch-ass maneuver, right? Like, why don't you just got your bare feet? What's up? Can we get this raw? Can we just can we just do this barefooted or what? Why gotta wear all this pads and shit? You gonna put this shit on here? But you got shoes with and you're fucking up my arch, and now all of a sudden I got this tie on, I got this jacket that doesn't really fit. These pants, like, why are they, like, man, my nuts hurt. Why are these underwear? They're holding my balls way too close to my butthole. I feel like I'm gonna get poop on my balls. I thought my balls are supposed to hold my seat of life. Why are my balls so hot right now? I thought they were supposed to just hang. I thought I was supposed to be out here with my fucking hairy ass chest, let my nuts goddamn hang. No, I gotta wear a suit and tie? What the fuck? Now that would be something that would literally, like, in a real world, if you were to watch aliens come down and look at what's going on this planet, they'd be like, they're literally cutting up all the plants that are feeding everyone for free. They're putting clothes on that isn't right for the climate. They're killing animals. These people are fucking insane. Could you imagine being a very high-level, intelligent, like, looking down upon this whole fucking thing? If you were a very enlightened, high fucking level shaman, an alien from another species, we would look at this and say, you fucking people are crazy, nuts, out of your fucking mind. Killing animals, putting suits and ties on. Putting shoes on your fucking feet, putting trucks and cars in the streets, is polluting the air. What are you, fucking retarded? Are you That's what is wrong with you people? You're gonna Children come out the womb and you just stick them with needles and you cut their dick? What the fuck is wrong with you? Where do we live? So, could you imagine having to explain? Could you imagine being fucking 80 years old having to explain 80 years of being a very, well, this is how it works, and explain to your children how you've ruined the world at 80 years old? How you fucked everything up by fucking just murdering everything that was of life? By literally pasteurizing and burning off all of the goodness in the world? Pasteurizing everything that had a living force? Sticking metal into children? Daddy, why did you cut my dick when I was a baby? Could you imagine having to answer that if you were a doctor? Well, someone else told me it was the right thing to do because your dick would be dirty. But Daddy, you have fucking AIDS and herpes in your fucking brain. Look at you. You're a doctor. Why are you bald, Daddy? What? Mommy, what's wrong? This is the thing. This is where we live. But then people come down here like on the real, just like God's honest truth. It just how it is. I was growing this way, and somebody just tried to reform me and malnourish me and give me Similac and tell me that this was nutrition. You would tell me I gotta go fucking kill an animal to get nutrition? But a baby never had to kill an animal? A baby never had to kill an animal. It had no teeth. How the fuck is a baby? All this nutrition people talking about. Where'd they get it from? All of a sudden I gotta lather myself up. I gotta lather myself up with all of this fucking, what do people put on their skin these days to cover themselves up from the sun? The sun, literally the thing that caused the food to happen to give you life and nourishment? Are you fucking people insane? What do I know? Sitting down at a desk all day? Do you know how bad sitting in a chair is for your back, your arch, your knees, your brain? All of it. Kids should be standing up in school. And in fact, they shouldn't be in a fucking classroom. We've already done the studies. All of the very high level people, we've done the studies. Paid for, bought, and everything. We figured it out. The schools ain't no good. You know why? The brick and mortar. You ever heard of Organite? You ever heard of any of these great teachers out here telling you how energy works? You ever heard about the pyramids or any of this shit? No? Now every time we stick a bunch of fucking kids in a classroom, 22, pack them in there. One fucking, one woman standing there trying to tell kids how to do math. Fuck out of here. They should be out playing. Sit down and shut up. Look at these constraints. Look at these restrictions. Look at this idiotic fucking behavior of a pathological. If you were to literally, truly sit everyone down and study their mind, the people that are literally in control of things are fucking insane. They'd all be hospitalized. All the people in the hospitals would be the shamans, because Terrence McKenna, as they told you, schizophrenic or shamanism. Yeah, these are the people that see the world as it is. And the people that are actually sitting there with the suits and ties on, talking a bunch of fucking shit, they should switch places. It'd be a much cleaner, healthier, more enjoyable, lovely world. There'd be more music and less fucking numbers. But again, I'm just some stupid asshole on the internet talking shit, huh? Hey, what did you guys have to say? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off. I just, sometimes I kind of get stuck in my own mind. Yeah, mine, you got me all fucked up talking about Cal. Yeah, see, Brandon, same on. There you go. 3 country. This is what we talk about. Eat the Taco Bell. Just know damn well that when your fucking asshole burns and like you gotta just accept it. Like, well, okay, got a little Taco Bell. That's all. There's no karma really. You know what I mean? There's just like if you put a little something in your body, you just shit it out. That's all. Yeah, Brennan, don't do it before bed, my friend. Dead Chrono, what would I do if Neville Goddard appeared in the chat? Well, I already know somebody that told me that. Well, first off, I'll say this: I've met Neville Goddard it wasn't a dream. It was another realm. I sat down with Neville Goddard at a bar and had a beer, and somebody that you all know on here, but I won't say who it is. Who's actually making some music right now? Somebody else, not who you think it is, but somebody else. Said that the first time he ever popped on my show, he said that Abdullah had sent him, which tripped me the fuck out. And I was like, you mean Neville Goddard's teacher? He goes, yeah. So that tripped me out. So it'd be fucking awesome. That'd be so cool. I mean, how would I know? Like he's like it says over here, Neville Goddard. Hi, Zen. It's good to see you. What? Oh, Declan Hopcroft. Good to see you, man. James J. Let me dig into that homunculus. A homunculus, we could look at that 3 ways: mentally, spiritually, and physically. The homunculus as the alchemists that used the outward body, they would use a gourd, come in a gourd and make a small thing. I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think that it was all allegory for, a few different things. Maybe even what the gourd was, and the gourd meaning something to do with Halloween and wearing masks. But that's a longer one. The homunculus, I think, really, truly is just a perception of self. So if today I have a perception of myself being a grandiose, lovely, wonderful, free, rich human being, if I plant that in myself, then therefore I've created a smaller spermatozoa and a mental child that then becomes the homunculus, or a tiny little thing that I care for every day, and then I just go, oh, let me look down into this thing and then create it till it becomes the body that I am. Some people do it physically. Some people see themselves as a giant person. Some people see themselves as a giant, right? So what you do is you condense the best parts of you. When you create a diamond or a crystal or any of these things, you condense the best parts of you and you throw off all the shit. And you go, this is me. This is me. And then all of a sudden we go out and we walk around public, and all of a sudden some bad parts of us come out and go, fuck. Bad. Oh, I can't believe I said that, or I can't. Oh shit, bad. I took the. But if we just go, we're gonna keep condensing and compressing the ideas that we have of what we actually are, as the best possible refractor of light, a refractorum of things. If we continually meditate on that and we start to how to put it, it's just like a seed. You plant a seed in yourself, so you take the deepest, darkest version of you. Oh, and you put a seed in it. Just like when you came down from the skies and you put yourself into the earth, or when the seed off of the orange dropped and it fell into the earth, and I was like, oh, and then all of a sudden it blossoms into the orange. As the tree is growing, you don't realize what it is. If you walk by a little plant, you're like, oh, it's just a plant. And all of a sudden, you see this orange, and you eat it, and you're like, oh, it's nourishing. And do that for yourself. That's the homunculus. The homunculus is a version of yourself. Not everybody has the same homunculus. There is no perfected version of the universal being. There's a perfected version of you, which is whatever the fuck you think you are. It's not what I think you are. Because no matter what you do, like people, naysayers out here about Gandhi, naysayers out here about fucking Fidel Castro, naysayers about fucking you, me, everybody. We all get, and then there's people that applaud us, but that's irrelevant to, people love bluebirds and people love strawberries, but they don't like pineapples. Like, but what plant are you? But there are people that, you know what I mean? Everything's a flavor. Everything's a fractionated identity of the source. Once you're the source, you get to create whatever you want out of that. Well, once you're the source, you can be a strawberry and a pineapple and a fig Newton. Who the fuck cares? But no one can see the source. That's why in silence is where all of creation comes from. And then then you create that, whatever it is for you. And just to finish that off, James J. No, a soul means the whole thing. Everyone is a fraction of the soul called a spirit. Once you're the soul, it's the soul. It's one thing, S-O-L, soul, singular. Sun, soul. It means one singular thing. As soon as you're that, then you immediately have to get here, you have to fractionate yourself into a version. A version. It means to collapse a circle, and to take that circle of everything, collapse it into this of a tiny little degree, and to take that piece of light and collapse it into your body. So you take a piece of the soul. And that's even a bad description, because you can't take a piece of the soul. The soul is still there. The soul is the thing. It's the emptiness. The soul is the space. And then we take a piece of the space and we collapse. Well, this is the part of the space that I like to be. So this is the part of the space that I hold. And so you do that too. So no, a homunculus is not a soul, and neither are you. You are part of it. You are a spirit, and so is that thing. Same way I can drink a vodka tonic, and I can drink a Yinling, and I can drink a tequila. We all get drunk, yes, but get about 6 in of each of those, and we're all going to be. You'll be slightly different off of each one of those, because it has a different element, or element of it means an angle of the mind or of the spirit. The mind is fractionating. The mind is the way. So you take the soul, and then the mind is beneath the soul. The soul is everything, and the mind collapses part of the soul into what then becomes the angle or the angel of light that gets encompassed into your body. And so when we talk about spirit, like in each single bottle is held the spirit of whatever. They talk about one of the old stories of Freemasonry is about Captain Morgan being one of the Freemasons, and how that works, about what the spirit is, and his spirit is held in the bottle. Well, certainly, because the genie is held in the bottle, the spirit's held in the bottle, and that's a fractionated version of the soul. So, and fractionated isn't even right. It's more of like a refraction. A faction, a fraction, and a refraction are all 3 different things. My engine, that's hilarious. Yeah, Jude Meister. I don't know about the bright German lady who was documenting you're in therapy. I don't know. Are you talking about that tall? Hey, Jude Meister. Are you talking about? I'm so far behind because I went off on a couple tangents. Um, are you talking about that really tall chick that makes her own? She designs like clothes and makes little stuffed animals and shit. She's like really tall and like. Is that who you're talking about? Hmm. I'll tell you who that is because I watch a lot of her videos. I know who she is. Um, and she's tall, pretty colors. Is that who you're talking about? You're talking about tall, pretty colors. Anybody should go. All you should go subscribe to Tall, Pretty Colors. She's really she's a beautiful soul. Yeah. Is that who you're talking about? Tall, Pretty Colors. Yeah. Yeah, Sierra Nevada. Yeah, that's funny. You both said it. Yinling and Sierra Nevada are two of my favorite beers. Yeah. Yeah, minerals are minor L's. So say that again to yourself. Minor L's. It means a smaller version of L's, smaller gods. Or also people that to mine would be to like to mind is to mine, right? It would mean to cut some. To mine something means to take something out of the earth. If you were cutting something out of the earth, so you'd be cutting part of the fraction. You'd be cutting part of the angle or the angel. So minerals aren't it, but um, you're close. I mean, vegetables are good. They're just a smaller version of yourself. It's just an outwardly thing. Like if you forgot who you were, go eat the vegetable. Oh, you really forgot? Well, then go eat some. Go eat some dirt. You really forgot? Well, kill the animal, eat its blood. But that's gonna take you to a real bad place. I mean, not a bad place. I just mean like a. It's gonna make you reliant on something. Remember, all of these things are densities, levels of densities of reliance. If at first you need the earth, then you need the water, then you need the air, and then you need nothing. So that's the transition. To be breatharian, you have to start by going through cycles of how many years, how many days can I cut myself off from these types of things. It means stepping back from the ledge of densities. And the densities are so it's always the three things. I don't want to go too far with this again because it's getting a little later into the show, I just know I'll turn this into something very long right now, and I don't want to do it because I've done it so many times. But it's the three levels of densities. Just remember, food to liquid to water, and what your blood should be and what it is your blood is secondary to your breath. You can have all the blood you want in your body, but if you don't breathe, you don't wake up, You wake up somewhere else, which is cool, but I'll do that another time for you, Cam, Roseanne. Yeah, Gaian 183. Yeah, the bubbles do have to do with excess protein. It really gets down to breaking down the proteins or the protease, cutting the first source into what is the densities. It's why bubbles rise up to be part of the etheric realm and the liquid stays there, but it came from the earth. Yeah, there's and then it's when your body is literally getting cleaner, you're gonna start breaking up. Like I used to have like it just depends on what I'm eating. Like I get little that one's almost gone. I get little fucking what do they call them, polyps or whatever. Like I get these a little bit over here. You can call them cancer, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter to me. It's just little pieces of like a different style of fat. another gunk or whatever in your human temple. And so when you start changing your diet, it will go and go, well, I ain't got no work to do. Let's go grab this thing because we were supposed to get rid of this out like last week. Eat something, think something, see something, hear something. All of a sudden it starts vibrating the body different. And all of a sudden it collects and collapses information into what is like a tiny little ball of shit in your body. And how do we get rid of the shit? Well, look at things different, hear things different, stop consuming things to start putting more things in your blood. And this is why you can heal things through sound therapy and smell therapy, and all of these things are, therapy is the wrong word. They're just avenues for cleansing your entire temple. Remember, this is the reason for all of the ancient temples. Just it was a reminder for what you look. Even the church, what it was originally built as, was a reminder of the body is the church. It was built in the 3 levels. But then they outwardly expressed it, and people needed money and blah blah blah, and they became moon worshipping because the moon was. It goes in a whole another story, but the point is, the highest order of good is the spirit, which is the breath, which is, and even before that, which is stillness, which is why they say like samadhi, going, I need nothing. It's not holding your breath. It's just not breathing. It's being in that space of, okay, now you're in a place of stopping time. When you stop breathing, it's not holding your breath, you're stopping time, because breath is what causes time to happen. And then we take time and we collapse it down into liquid. So it started with nothing. It started with a 0-point field of space. And then we collapsed it into what we call air, because air still is holding up space inside of the etheric realm. And then we couldn't really understand what space was. We couldn't understand what air was, so we made it water. And so there comes that, okay, well, we came out of the water and became the thing. So now we could understand water, kind of. Well, but it's still fluid. It's exactly like where I came from. And then we came out of the water, and then it's dense. Like we have this dense thing. And so that was the realms. That was the first concept of the mind creating realms. The mind went from infinite everything to etheric, then to air, which you'd call air, because it seems to be moving, and then to water, which is still moving, but it's solid. Water's solid, right? You can't really figure that one out. Is it solid? We go, it's solid, but it's not. I can't breathe it, but I can't. Oh, that's crazy. And all of a sudden we take earth and we go, I can put water in my mouth and I can drink it, but I can put food. It's going to the same place, but I can take air. Okay, there's a separation there. And so we start to see these values of what they are. And so, am I inside of the water? Am I inside of the earth? Or am I? So, where did it start? It started at the concept of, am I breathing or am I not breathing? Am I seeing or am I not seeing? Am I hearing or am I not hearing? That's the mirror that we were talking about earlier. If you can be the mirror, then you're on one, like you're not on one side or the other. Breathing is that space that you were there, and seeing is, there's a space in between every second that you're seeing. When you're seeing in like this, and you're hearing in the same way. It's wah 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 wah, and you're smelling pretty much the same way. So find that thing that is outside of space and time. What creates space and what creates time? What's up, Buteween? You got to go deeper on that question. What do you mean? Good spice for cleansing? You got to go pepper. There you go. Pepper. Make it easy. But ask me further, and I could probably give you a little more. Guian 183, your body only determines that it is not essential at that moment, but it doesn't mean it was not needed at some other time. The body converts minerals and vitamins into a more readily available state. You're right to a degree. I'll give you a B on that answer. Guian 183. The conversion of minerals and vitamins, like you don't even tell me exactly what is a vitamin, what is a mineral, and what is a nutrient. Those are 3 different words. And then tell me what the source of each one of those things is, and then maybe I'll give you a B plus. Because you're close, but you're still wrong. I would call you wrong right now. I wouldn't call you right. I wouldn't call you righteous, but you're close. Buteween, what's my theory on pennies from your penny video? Buteween, what are you talking about, man? You want from spice for cleansing to theory on pennies from penny video? I don't understand what you're saying, man. You must make me want to block you. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what you're. What do you mean? What's my theory? Watch the video. I don't know, man. What's up, Aryan Rams? How do you get out of school? I don't know. I'd probably just like walk out. I don't know where you go to school. I don't know what you consider in school to be. If you figure out what in school is, are you under school? Maybe instead of saying in and out of school, say under school and above school. How do you get to be above school? Well, don't be a learner. Don't be a learner. Be a teacher. Don't be a student or a pupil. Be a teacher. What is happening on the earth and the sky when there's lightning? It's somebody having some very large creative thoughts, I would assume. Oh, nice. Hey, William Kaya stays. Well, we got something in common. I mean, if you ever want to chat on the low, I'll talk to you. I mean, I make videos about that. You don't know anything about that about me, but some people here do. I'm not going to dig into that part right now. God is dog. God is a is a gumdrop. Is a dumb grop. That's a fun one too. Yeah, diagnostic is to split gnosis. Dying is to split gnosis. Yeah, okay, Jude Meister, that was right. Tall, pretty colors. Is that right? Guyan, I mean, Facebook page for what, man? Like, Facebook is like the biggest, like, I mean, I ain't against it. I'm just not for it. You know what I mean? Like, like, for what? For what? Like, oh, the information's here, man. Like, this is my Facebook page. This is my whatever page. Like, this ain't mine. This is for everybody else. Y'all want to make a Facebook page and put my shit up? Go for it. Like, for real. Like, I've already given that like full permission. I don't give a fuck. This is just information. I am information technology. I am like the AI robots are only predicated upon the highest form of life, and I am the highest form of life. Period. I can only do so much. I can't. I don't have enough space and time to figure out all the programs to do all the shit. Even doing this now is only because, for me, I was so good at all the shit when I was a kid, like, you know, the physical thing and then the math thing and then the verbal thing and all that. Like, it just, you know, writing, I don't like writing anymore. I can't even stand to write anymore. I can barely stand to talk. I don't even like making music. Like, it's all so, like, even silence is a burden. It's all just like, it's all just extra bullshit. You know, this is, I'm gonna figure out how to like plug in 50 fucking platforms. Like, I just like to do what I like to do. Like, I don't like to make Facebook page. I don't like to, you know, Instagram. I do a little bit here just because I think it's helpful to people to see a little bit of my life. But I ain't trying to spend all, like, if I like to draw a picture, I'll draw a picture. You might see one. I don't fucking know. I do what I like to do. I like to drink. I like to make videos. I like to. What the fuck is this? You fucking looking at me? Oh, that was just a clock. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I would do it, but feel free, start a webpage. I don't care. I mean, invite me on. Maybe I'll come to your webpage. I don't know. Butte Ween, where is the best air quality on Earth? Um, you know, I'm gonna go against the grain here. I'm gonna say the best air quality could be in your house if if you have an air cleaner. If you had an air cleaner and a fan on, I think it'd be better quality than out in public. But above that, like, that could probably be actually better than what's in nature. Um, we're talking about electrical charge too. I mean, air quality really has to do with electrical charge. So that's a you know, that's a questionable thing there. And it also has to do with, like, inside your house. Are you gonna be grounded out? Are you gonna have your shoes on? Are you gonna have a plug in the wall and have a little blanket that you can put your feet on that you could? So there's a lot of things going on there. The best air quality depends on how much air quality has to do with movement and electricity. So that's tough. Butte, no worries, man. You know, come on, man. You've seen me enough. You know how this shit works. I just respond right away. I don't give a fuck what you think. But because I've seen you enough. I ain't fucking with you. I ain't even mad. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh, William, you in Hollywoods. That's awesome, man. You're in the 33, huh? That's awesome. I was just talking about the 33, the 30, the 90, and the you know, being from New Orleans. Like, you know, the New Orleans is like little Hollywood these days, huh? Bollywood, Hollywood, and like the little New Orleans of it, yeah. Yeah, Guayan 183. Yeah, yeah, you can't write one. You know, I hear you though. I hear you. Yeah, yeah, L.A. Yeah, La Land. Yeah, to believe that L.A. has good air quality is to live in La La Land. Nice, William. Yeah, you grew up in Dallas. Okay, I've been to Dallas once, way younger. Funny enough, I was 13. Yeah. All right, y'all. 2:34. Here's what I'll do. Okay, I got one more beer for y'all, and I'm gonna cut this, but it's been fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You got one more beer out of me, which will give you to like 2:45. So give me your best questions, and I'm gonna go grab one of my fucking ninja swords. And I don't have ninja swords. That's ridiculous. But I'm gonna go grab a beer. This is basically a ninja sword because it helps my fucking tongue work. Oh. Oh, the fucking funny paths we take in life. Anybody ever think about that? Like, did you ever think you'd be where you are today? I think about that. Probably never, except for when I've asked the question. It was just kind of to ask you guys. But no, I would have never thought like I'd be so like pro. You know, a lot of people say anti something. I say pro life. You know, pro music and creativity and art and all of this because I didn't grow up with it. I grew up as like a studious mathematician dissecting, you know, all like just that was my upbringing. Very masculine generated upbringing. Oh, that's my bear inside of me. I don't know. Yeah, the Mayan Jinn. The Mayan Jinn. Lightning. Lightning crashes, huh? Hmm. Yeah, 11 locks, huh? 11? Isn't like a bread? What you do? Like the leavening for a bread? It's like it's actually a conditioning unit that it's kind of very similar to something that I'm very well aware of. It's like a yeast. It's something that causes life to happen. Your name, Mayan Jin. You know, the Elven star. Yeah, the 11. Yeah, you are. Yeah, and you are Elven too for sure. Because how big are you? I mean, like how big? I mean, you're huge, but what you like 5'5", 5'6"? Yeah, you are Elven for sure. Um, and it has to do with like the B12 vitamin and the leavening of the bread and the energy that you get out of something. You're like the bubbles in the beer. That's what's up. Electric Towel. I was talking about you mad earlier. I mean, not mad, but yeah. What's up, Electric Towel? 5'3". Yeah. I can't wait till you get down here, man. Cause there's somebody I can't wait till you get to meet, like in person. Cause it's just hilarious because you're as I say to on me that you are the I don't know how to explain it in the right way, but like you ever meet people that there's like three versions of them, and they all have like different like attributes and qualities, and some are like more energetic. Like you're the most living version of some aspect of someone that we've known, and it's very interesting. Yeah, Levi's is the Levi jeans, the L's. Yeah, he's part of the elves. The LVI. Hey, Mayan, back to the. Remember we were fucking around with the IV one day, the IV and the VI, the 4 and the 6, and the 6 and the 4. Then we got into the 64 and the 46, and then the 6'4" basketball players. 6'4" is the perfect height for a basketball player, as a guard and as a quarterback. And if y'all know what my birthday is, go figure that one out. Unbreakable 2 is coming out. Dead Crown, I don't say it out loud. You ain't supposed to say that right out loud. Everybody got a little bit of clue. Yeah, you'd be right though. It tripped me out because 6'4" is also is a really strange thing. And I've never told this story before, but I'll give you a short story of this. There's a website called I'll have to look it up for you guys. And if you want to know, remind me because I'll forget about it. But it's about techno shamanism, which means using technology as an inlet to shamanistic ventures. And 604, if you write it out, is G. 6 is G. O. 4 is A, which spells Goa. And if you're looking at what Goa means, there's really, I'm sure here's the thing is everyone's on their own path and everybody has their certain signature and signs of things. But when I've looked at all of my names and numeral and street names and place I've lived and the alphanumeric system and all this shit, it's pretty crazy. Goa is what's up. So I'm from Goa, if that makes a lot of sense to anybody. 42 is the number of the universe. Danny Delane, good to see you. Danny Delane, I would like to introduce all of you to Danny Delane, but I think y'all know who she is. Danny Delane has the most beautiful voice. When I heard it, like it's so funny because I've talked to Danny Delane for about a year now, and I got to hear her voice finally, and I was like so surprised by it. I could not believe the way she spoke. It was extremely. It was so like, oh, I was like, oh, that's actually what I did. I actually my left ventricle was like, whoa. It was like kind of like my heart was. I was like, oh, this is what she sounds like. It was when you were hanging out, set down from that tree, like a little monkey. It was so fucking funny to me. And I told you this because a day before I was like, I've never heard, because Ami had asked me because Ami always said like your sister Danny because of all of our other earlier talks. She always says you're my sister, and she's like, oh, and how's Danny doing? I was like, well, I've never talked to her, like I've never actually spoke to her, and I don't even know what she sounds like. She's like, you don't even know what she sounds like? You never talked to her on the phone? And I'm like, no, we just communicate like on the DVD. And then I got to hear Danny speak, and it's hilarious. It's amazing. Mayan Jin, you've talked to Danny before? You've heard her voice before? What's up, Brian Solis? Hey, Brian, I think we're gonna change your name to Brian Soulful. Oh, come on, Danny, you can't call me that. My aunt used to call me that, and it doesn't work for me. Danny, I don't. I think you're just saying that because you know what? When you point with one finger, you actually got three fingers pointing back at yourself. So, I think you're probably the brat. Hmm. Oh, you're a mirror. That's funny. Hey, Danny? What happens when two mirrors come together? What does one mirror look like to the other? Because Danny, our first name is the same. Data compression, good. That's awesome. Which video did you watch? Did you watch one of my videos that I was talking about data compression? There was a video that I made specifically on that. It wasn't called that, but it was like maybe like about a year and a month ago, talking about using data differently. That's very funny. Yeah, lossy versus lossless compression. Yeah. Hmm. I wonder what forever has to do with forever. Because the letter R comes out of Hey, let me give you a little lesson into the letter R. If we're gonna get this deep into it, and nobody's watching anymore, the letter R is the 18th letter, which is where the word Rakim comes from, like Rakim Allah, one of the greatest fucking rappers ever. And he ain't even a rapper, I wouldn't call him that. He's a fucking Rakim Allah, like perfected the craft. Um, so the 18th letter, which is nine, the R comes out of Daniel Winter's work, which is another Dan, right? Well, there's a few ways that this is done. He explained it this way: that there's a holographic reflection of using light to create the letters, and the R is the first letter. It's basically so the letter B is the mother birthing something, and the letter R is cutting off the bottom of the B so it has two legs. So the R is running. The R is it's the movement. It's stability. The mother is B birthing. Um, there's it's a compression chamber, and then the R is the movement, and so the R is literally a dancing off of a shining of a light into I believe Dan Winter explains it in a sense of like through a prism, and then other people explain it in the sense of using what is called a fire language, which is to have 12 shaman around a fire and to speak the same tone into fire, and then to create an object, to create the visualization of what the R would look like in a and then you have water languages. So you have fire languages that are going up, water languages that are going down, and you could produce a tone which is cymatics. So I'd say I, E, O, M. Okay, now we got A, E, I, O, U, right? And we got the standard vowels, and then we go into the rest of the consonants, which would be B, C, D, E, no, F, G, right? So you go through these different forms, which are um, basically between like 80 and 1,000 hertz or whatever, and it would be creating an architecture through the vibrations of cymatics, through fire and through water, to create the language that was built up. So you watch languages that are written up, and you watch languages that are written down. You can watch languages that are written from left to right and right to left. So these are two different things. And so those sounds and those cymatics created the shapes that we see as the letters that we're looking at. So the letters that we're looking at actually came out of the real physical universe. Like, we created the real physical universe and then we got plotted out on a two-dimensional surface. Some of it got a little misconstrued. A lot of it got adjusted. But what has happened is all of the languages got compressed into English. As much as people want the romantic languages, English is the language of the angels, the angles, the language, the angles, the English, the L's, angles, the L's angels, hell's angels, of all of the sounds that then created what is the condensation or the compression of the angles of light and sound that then gave us what we see as the letter L, the letter M, these are the things that then become our expression with our mouth. This is why all computers are written in English. Why would they be written in another language if this wasn't the most compressed version of all things? We call it a melting pot. Yeah, maybe it was done in a fucking weird-ass way for most people's concept, but our language, and it might not sound right, but I don't know. A lot of people are just like, we're stuck on like, oh, we love our Spanish music. We love the opera that's, it's in Spanish and it's in fucking Latin and all this shit. But if that shit was so powerful, why are we speaking English today? Why is my English so powerful? Because I spin all of the other languages into what I'm saying right now. And I can take English, which seems to like a clunky, fucked up, weird-ass language, and I can turn it into something that went from robotic to something robust. To something exciting. And that's the thing. That's so the creation and the vortex of taking sound and turning it into the shape is where we get the letter R, which turn into the Running Man, the Ralph Lauren, the Rakim, the Resolution, the Gur of the Bear, whatever. You see? I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Get rid of that part. That's not important. We get in the S in a little bit, but we'll start with the S. Yeah. Yeah, Mayan Jin, back to Eva. Remember the robot? Remember the what was the movie? Eva. There's a lot of, they always use Eve in Eva, but the Eva is evening is Eve, or IV. This is why when you really spent, you need, like, I need an IV, right? Back to like, I need a woman. I need the IV, the energetic influx of what the IV stands for, which is 4. But if you flip the 4 around, if you take IV, you get 4. If you take VI, you get 6. And if you flip IV and VI around, you get 6-4. So what's 6-4? Oh, you know that 6-4. And 6-4 is also 10. 10 is 1 and 0. 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 and 0 is on and off. Boop, boop. So, anyways, let's go back to what we were talking about here. Dandelion, I you have trouble rolling R's, but can you roll an L? Between only some humans can pronounce R's, proving alien life forms on Earth. This is, yes, absolutely. I can, I can roll my R's better than anyone, except for when I'm drinking, and then my tongue is everywhere, which screws up the R's. Yeah, there you go, William. Fire and water spirit. Yeah, Buteween. The last video, the last Instagram I made was about that. About the cat and the cat and the snake and why their eyes are Vesca Pisces, and the S is pretty deep there. Oh, Danny Lane, what the fuck? Oh, you want to talk to me no more? God damn it. Oh well. That's so funny. If we should speak, Danny, you get to hear me talk every time you want. You just push a button. You know how often I can hear you talk? Never. I got to hear you talk like one time. So don't say we should never talk. we should never speak, or we should never talk. Speak in silence. Exactly. A man and a mallet. I like a German's vomit, English spit, and French speak. Yeah, Between, I hear you on that. Yeah. Oh, William Kyle stays. I wasn't even talking about the grandpa. That's funny. I was actually talking about the robot movie. Um, the robot one with Eva. Eva. What's the one with the? It's another cartoon movie like that. Um, I don't know why I can't think of it. Well, I know why I can't, because I have too much beer in me. But my engine. I know you can roll L. Well, as soon as you get out of New Orleans, you're definitely gonna have to. We're gonna definitely have to get all weirded out. What you talking about llamas for though? You know, I never watched the Simpson movie though. So can I? Oh yeah, Wally, Eva. So there you go. You want to get deeper into that and why his name is Wally and why is Eva? Yeah. So Wally and the Eva. Yeah. It's the night and the day, the circle and the square. It's everything is based around that. Like, so the best movies have the like, everything is edited to the point where, like, somebody was like, "Hey, we should call it fucking Tom and George," and they're like, "No, that's not how it works." Oh no, it's a really funny name. Like, no, that it doesn't work into the larger construct of using number identifiers and shit like that. So that's they have to have some coding, even if you can't understand it. So Wally and Eva. So the wall. See the wall? You got Eva, electricity. Well, what they did. Okay, I'm not. I'll decode the movie for you guys sometimes. There's sometime other. Like, it's not right now. That's gonna be a long one. Because once I start to say, I'm like, oh no, I got 10 minutes to explain how the inversion works. Yeah, Buteween though, I gotta tell you, man, the AI predictive programming is predictive only based upon using a um, pi. It's not relying on phi, right? Phi and phi, or however. I mean, again, however you say it. AI is only like a secondary subsystem to the human mind, because it's all created out of the mind. So there's no way. I mean, the system has taken over a lot of people, obviously, like, to a degree, like, you know. Obviously, people are out here like, well, the system said I must take the pill and put the stuff on and do the thing. But when you get down to like, it's gonna happen. Well, no, it happened a long. This is the thing. It's about the New World Order and technology and all this shit. It happened a long time ago, like well before you were born, well before your parents were born. Your parents are sitting there driving around in a fucking luxury sedan, reading a newspaper saying the technology is gonna get us. Motherfucker, technology got you. You're reading the newspaper. Once you read a newspaper, you're misinformed. You know, if you don't read, you're uninformed. If you read a newspaper, you're misinformed. You're riding the car, you're like already using technology. Go back to like 100,000 years ago or whatever. Like, pick up the fucking, whatever it is. Any tool you use, including language, is a tool. Any tool you use is already taking you away from source self material. So technology, to think that technology is just this thing, and technology is, they're giving us the clues, oh no. You were given the clue when you spoke your first word. This is the thing, you come out the womb, and then at 2 years old or 1 year old, your parents are like, they just said the first word. Yeah, because your parents wanted to own your fucking ass. Because they think the first thing you said was ma or da. But Alan Watts already told you ma and da means this and that. That. And even that isn't even the right thing. Because you were just using your tongue. So like the same right now, you think I'm saying that I'm saying. You think I'm saying that I'm saying. You think I'm saying that you think I'm saying that I'm saying. But I'm actually just using my tongue to recreate words to mimic all of you, to show you some idea about how reality works. I got no idea how this shit works other than a vibrational matrix. So the child was only repeating something. It wasn't calling out to its mother and father because it didn't believe in mother or father. It came out the womb and it was looking at everything. It didn't believe that was its mother. It didn't believe that was its father. The same way, if you take a dog into your house, the dog's going to look at you and think that the dog thinks it looks like you. You go out in the world, you find something. You can find other animals that will take other animals into their cut, and they all think they look alike because they don't have a mirror. They have no mirror, so there's nothing for them to like to how to put it in the right way. When you have a mirror, you can only reject yourself. Because you look at it and you go, that's me. And you go, fuck that thing. You've created a thing on the other side of the mirror that you think is objectified by your perception of self. Oh, my beard isn't right. Oh, this thing isn't right. I got booger there. Is this wrong? Oh, fuck. Now I gotta look. Could you imagine if you never had a mirror, how you look at everyone else? If all you had was someone to look at you in the face. Let me try this for you. Have you ever been out with someone and you got a little something there in your fucking tooth? You got a little like a green fucking you just ate a salad. You got a little fucking something there. And the person that you're sitting there talking to, you got a little shit, and they never say just, hey, get that out of your fucking tooth. They don't do that. That person is a piece of shit. Right? Everybody knows this, but you go home and was I just talking to this person this whole time? I got this fucking, or you got this thing hanging out your shit, you got this booger hanging out your nose and whatever. You're like, why didn't they just say something? Because they're fucking phony. Why? Because they saw themselves in the mirror one day and they said, I gotta get rid of this booger. I gotta get rid of this fucking thing. I got this thing here. And they look at you and they go, I would never tell them that. Because I don't like how that looks. Because it looks wrong to me. That's how people live. They don't want truth. The truth is you got a booger on your nose. The truth is this is what my fucking eyebrows look like. The truth is this is what my fucking hair looks like. The truth is the only reason I wear this is because I fucking like this. What the fuck? This is what I look like. Holy shit. You know what I mean? Like I wear this because it's comfortable. I like it. It ain't for you. Fuck you assholes. You know what I mean? I wear this because I like it. How dare you make me take this off to make a point about this shit? And so we live in this construct where the mirror causes people to discount what they are internally. But I'm sitting here looking at myself on this in real time, telling you like, am I looking? Is that me? Am I the wall over there? Am I this phone? Am I this? Hmm. Anyways, so the predictor programming has nothing to do with like, we created anything we create where there's none of that fucking weird shit on the internet where the AI is gonna get us all. Blah. If the AI was gonna fucking overrun us, it would have already fucking done it a long time ago. Just the same way that they say the New World Order. I just wanted to get back to that. The New World Order would have already fucking. They're not killing you. These people are not going to try to kill you. They want you as customers. They don't kill their customers. They just make you addicted. Heroin isn't killing anyone. Pork rinds aren't killing anyone. Fruits and vegetables aren't making you healthy. Sorry to tell you. They're just more addictions. What's your addiction? What's your thing? It's something. But they're not trying to. They're not people that are part of the dead world. They're not trying to get rid of their customers. They're not trying to take 7 billion and turn down 500,000. That's the Georgia Guidestones. People are like, oh, look at the gorgeous. What the fuck are you talking about? This is why I can't talk to people that think they're fucking so like full of like knowledge. Like, yeah, I got it. They put up some stones. Are you sure there's 7 billion people on the planet? Have you counted them all? Did you? So you believe the media? I hate the media. Well, they told you there's 7 billion people. Well, why do you believe that? Why do you believe there's 7 billion people? Well, you can't trick anyone. Are you serious? Do you know how easy it would be to fool you about 7 billion people? Walk down the street, count everyone. Walk in all these buildings and count everybody on every floor. You ever just like, okay, map it out, like, okay, there's these buildings. It could hold this many people. Do they actually hold that many people? You go through this whole fucking thing. You have no idea how many people live on this thing, and you have no idea. I mean, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Everybody's so concerned with everybody else that when you think there are 7 billion people on this planet, you care about 7 billion people. 7 billion people don't care about you. So what are you gonna do? Huh? Hold on, I have an idea. I'm gonna show you what you should do. You should do this. Yeah, Brandon and Stay by him and freestyle. Like, come on. I freestyle for people in person. Like, if you're across, if we're in a room, like, that's no problem. I ain't gonna freestyle for people on here. I mean, to be honest, we 3 hours and 8 minutes in. I've given you 3 hours of freestyle. You gotta make everything rhyme. Should I tell you about Tsar? Like, that's so stupid, right? Yeah, I mean, I could freestyle. It's I don't know you all like that. There you go, Electric Tower. We are the greatest information technology sources. Everything is underneath you. Everything that happens is because you allow it to. Your electrical generating machine, the system, the system is created all based upon your concept and philosophies of what it should be. So therefore, your mind is already smarter than this computer because your mind created the computer. A weak thing can't create something strong, but a strong thing can create weak things. A seed can't create something that's better than it. A pineapple doesn't produce something that is a better pineapple. You can create a fucking fucked up pineapple, which means, you know how your computer sometimes just shuts down and goes, and just like, oh, shuts off and it doesn't have enough energy? You don't do that. The computer does. The car, this shit breaks. Find me a car that lasts for 72 years. Find me a computer that lasts for 72 years. Ain't working. And you know what? And it's understatement to even believe that you only last for 72 years. Yeah, there you go, Dead Chrono. Yeah, whatever they is, you'd already been done. You'd been ass out of here already. They'd have bombed you the fucking whole time. They'd have killed everybody. Everybody in here are being like in a fucking like if you believe in like all the fucking bullshit that they tell you in the media, no, that's a separate institution. That keeps your mind in check. It keeps your mind in check. MK Ultra is not what you think it is. I'm gonna do a whole video on that for you. MK Ultra is not. MK Ultra is for people. I'll do it another time because that's advanced. You know what? I'll keep. I got a lot of advanced ones. You know what? That's what I'll do. I'll have a whole separate only for the paying viewers or something. I don't know. Just because I feel like I've put enough work in here. People should at least donate reasonably to my fucking cause. Cause goddamn, 3 hours 11 minutes in here, breaking my goddamn back for you motherfuckers. If you want me in physical form, you gotta feed me. That's all it is. You gotta make sure I'm drunk and fed if you want to hear me. Cause if I get back to fasting, I just go wah 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 wah. I turn into I ghost. I turn into like a vanishing pilgrim. What did I eat? I don't know. I'm gonna go eat some seeds though. Let me see what I got. Let me see what kind of foods I got. Yeah, mine. Yeah, exactly. A billionaire of the mind is correct. It is correct. It is. I don't complain. I mean, I have complained, and I do apologize to myself for that. But yeah, life is pretty cozy. Like my skin suit is alright. It's pretty good. It's pretty solid. I could lift shit up. I could move around in it. Let me go do this. Let me go find some drugs. I'm gonna do a bunch of drugs right now. Drugs. But that's not drugs. That's just music. Oh wait, same. Well, I couldn't find any drugs, so Anything else, guys? It's we what 3:14 in here. Thank you, Aaron Rams. Drugs are definitely half the rugs. All right, yeah. I'm gonna call this a show, and if I get so fucking wily in about an hour or so, we'll see what happens. But once I yawn 3 times in the show, I think that's about done. It's been fun. Do good things, everyone. Inspire the world, and I don't know. Eat. It's Tuesday tomorrow, so eat some fucking tacos. And thanks for showing up. Fucking stay radical. Meditate when you can, or not, or just fucking go fuck, go. Whoa, what's this? Oh man, I had a good joke, but I just couldn't. I couldn't. The timing was off. I missed his name by a second. Go fucking ham on it. Do whatever the fuck you gotta do. Mm. What's that dude's name that he's always doing something all his name is Steve? No, it's not Steve. What the fuck is his name? I'll tell you next time. Just leave little cliffhangers there for you. I'll tell you somebody's name next time. So yeah. Alright, good to see you, Mayan. Good to see you, Shaman Clown. Good to see everybody else. Super Champion, you got here a little late. And William Kyle, good to see you. Zet, always Brian Solis. Aaron Rams. Divine Hazel, good to see you. I'm just gonna, I'll just do shout outs real quick. Anybody out here? Oh yeah, the weirdos. Shay Sierra, never seen you too often, but I'll answer that another time for you. Stay cool. Alright, Danny Delane. Be a fucking inspiration to a whole goddamn generation. Or fucking eat shit and die.